There you go. Now we're live. Cool. Okay, I think we're good now.
So
I think
awkward
we're
for
good
me
now.
being on live. Like, how do I start in there? Is
What do I talk about?
everything.
I think we're good now. It's all right.
So
I
how
thought
do you like your character that you created?
my little doodle that I did earlier.
Yeah,
I did in the car. That's what I want to draw a person. I think it'd be kind of
you did
funny
it
to.
in your car. What'd you do it
Yeah,
on to do it in your car?
there's like a sketchbook.
I gotta see that. Oh, so you did it in the car, but then you drew it at home on your program, or
Yeah.
everything in the car?
No, I like drew it. I drew it on paper in the car. Like did a little quick doodle, took a picture of it, then sent it to myself, and then copied it over.
Hmm. I thought you had one of them like Wacom companions, but I think
No,
you
I am
need.
not that fancy. I am
Oh,
like old school pen and paper. Like that's just how I roll.
that's cool.
No, now I just figured it'd be kind of funny to do a thumbnail with like two characters, so I went with it.
Yeah.
Like hopefully, he doesn't get pissed off at me for doing that.
Hey, what's up, sir? Welcome in. Glad to see you back
Hello.
more on YouTube. Even though I was catching you on TikTok a lot, I really appreciate the advice too. Always sharing good stuff.
So I know that you probably talked about this like on all kinds of other lives, but like, what made you come back from like your break?
I needed a break
Yeah.
from people. Like the type of environment in the security world is kind of like the same thing in the military. When all you hear is negative, you kind of don't hear the
Mhm.
good because there's
Yep.
too much of it. So in the security world, it was just like it was great, and the team I was with was good. But then there's people around you that want to put their fingers inside the cookie jar, and it just becomes too much to where you start questioning, say, your management of
Yeah.
like, hey, why are they in the mix of this? They're like, well, they know so and so, or because they know somebody, and we got to help them out. I was like, well, we got to do everything for them. We're security and armed security. You want less armed security people in the mix with people. That's why there's different levels of security,
Hmm.
unarmed, armed, and management, to be on it. But after a while, when you're, I'm pretty sure other people could relate to this. When you're good at something, you're the go-to. And even though you may see somebody over there that's
Yep.
slacking, they're like, hey, they know how to do it. Yeah, but I don't want to mess with them. Like I don't want to hear that or get that friction. And
Hmm.
after a while, it brings you down. And my last day was really like, I'm out of here. Like I'm leaving. I'm not coming back.
Peace.
Yeah. And it was bad too because the manager there, I had two managers. One was the newer one I was talking. The one I had before was great, amazing, cared about people, checked up on people outside of work hours as well. And this one was just for me was just like was purposely targeting me. And it's just like, come on, man. Like I'm not doing nothing to you. If anything, I give you less problems, you
Hmm.
know, than what
I hate
people
that.
expect. Yeah. But rather than hating it, I just said, I don't want to go that far to that extent to hate something. Let me just get out. And I jumped on reselling, and I was like,
Yeah.
what can I do with reselling? I was like, let me share what I'm doing and share like my mind and what comes out of it based off my experiences. Because people go through stuff. Sometimes is you don't hear people saying the truth about things, and when you come across genuine people, I feel like they
Hmm.
can relate and see that bad people aren't stopping you. You could keep moving forward,
Hmm.
letting that be your motivation as well.
Well, yeah, people don't talk enough about the struggles that they go through because it's the stigma of it, and then that's where everybody gets stuck, and then it's a vicious cycle. And I think that yes, you need to talk things through and let people know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
So I know exactly how that goes.
Are you getting some work done today? Or are
I'm
you
gonna
done?
try to do something.
Oh,
I've been so out of the loop because like being down in Texas, I'm only on Macari, so and Macari doesn't have the option to change your shipping, so I have to shut everything down completely. So I've been like on with withdrawals the last couple of days of like I don't know what to do with myself. So and I just turned my store back on yesterday, and I have like a handful of orders I gotta do and all that. So
nice. Handful of orders.
yeah, what's up, Tracy?
Sup, Tracy?
Yeah,
Melanie? Hi. Carl?
Carl.
The lazy reseller. Those are the
Yeah,
ones that aren't lazy. it's a facade to be like, don't bother,
Uh-huh.
lazy.
No.
What brought you into reselling? I seen you, like, you may be new to some people, but you've been putting out some content for months now.
Well, I guess like technically I haven't been like hitting like YouTube really hard and like until like the last, I don't know, 2 3 months. I started back in.
Tracy.
See, I've always been a like I've always been a thrifter. I was into like reselling on like Poshmark probably up until like the beginning of this year, and it just wasn't my thing. So I kind of took a break, and then my dad and I got back into reselling in February March. So we saw some other people on YouTube doing it, like, oh, we could totally do that, and I got, yeah, and then toys just stuck with me, and I don't know why. It just kind of jumped out at me, and then I got to the point where I really wanted to start sharing because I'm the kind of person, once I'm able to like take some knowledge and start running with it, I want to give back.
Yeah.
So that's where like my content has been coming from. Is just in that mindset of like, okay, if I can share just little tidbits here and there and make it fun, and like I'm sticking with the shorts right now because it works for me. That's my personality, and people's attention spans only what, like 8 seconds right now.
What'd
So
you say?
like people's like
I was
attention
just joking.
spans.
That was my 8 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very short 8 seconds. It's more like two.
I can't count.
But yeah, no. So
No,
like
I get it.
that was like my whole focus of that, and I've been just kind of, it's working for me. Um, but yeah, Tracy playing with Barbies. Yeah, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm just kind of rolling with it. I'm not pushing anything. I'm not trying to. I guess like my big thing is like, yes, numbers are important, but they're not at the same time. If that makes any sense.
They don't define you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it happens, it happens. Like whenever I get to those certain goals, I'm happy with it. I'm blessed and thankful for anything that I do have. So.
Well, like Tracy said, you're on the right track, with what you're doing. Rather than me, like when I started, I was trying to figure out YouTube of like what people would catch on to. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was good and bad because you do want to see what works. But I was kind of splitting myself in too many pieces that I needed kind of narrow down. And then when I started getting into clothing, that was like what I learned. And I was like, whoa, I'm doing good. And I still get questions. Like I just got comments even on TikTok. They're like, I hate reselling clothing, but I have this stuff. Like, what's some tips? And I'm like, people say it's hard clothing, but it's not hard. It's just like anything else. It's just knowing about it.
Yeah, it's knowing about it. It's informing yourself, but you also have to have the want to do it. Like you have to have the drive to actually put the time
Interest,
into it. And if it's not going to interest you, you're not going to want to do it.
yeah. Money interests me big times.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, but you just have to get to that point.
yeah.
It's just, I don't know, like toys. Like I said, like I just happen to fall into toys. I mean, like my husband, he's into toys. Like he kind of does like the retail arbitrage kind of stuff. He did that like 10 years ago, and we've had the stuff sitting down in our basement. So he just started like reselling all of his
Mm.
stuff and making a good bit of money off of it. And with the toys, like I kind of ran with it, and I'm learning on my own. Like I didn't know a whole lot about it, but I'm going off of stuff that I knew. So it's like
Mm.
it's stuff that I grew up on, and so that's where it kind of branches out
Like
from.
3 years ago, because you're so young.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm only like 5 years younger than you, so
Youngsters.
you know. But, what's up, Marcus? Trying to like catch up with chat. I'm like so
Yeah.
behind.
It's hard for me to keep up with the chat. I think there's like a slow mo button on there somewhere that I
Slow
probably
mo
need.
button.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
get that a lot. Go dog go. I get that comment a lot from strangers, people walking by me. They're like, "Why you have that smirk? Why are you always smiling?" It's just. And then if you're like this gruntle, it's like, "Why are you always angry?" Like, pick one, stick to it.
What's wrong with your face?
A lot probably is wrong with my face. I used to have bad acne as a kid, like really bad,
I
like
did too.
so
It was
bad.
bad.
Like one time for like a month, I had like three nostrils because that pimple was so big. I was breathing excellent, like my lungs were like at the peak. of my conditioning. It was amazing.
No, mine was pretty bad, but I never had a third nostril.
Yeah, it was bad. It was horrible. Like I thought I was gonna have like because I had craters and somehow I don't know what happened. Like they ended up just smoothing out.
That happened. No, the side of my face is all scarred up too.
Yeah, I probably have like little specks, but I don't even see them anymore. But they were bad. Like aliens used to come and just land in them, disappear at times. What's up, everybody in the chat?
I know.
Anybody have
Hello.
pimples when they were kids, or were you lucky enough not to go through that? Maybe
We're
that's
just
why
talking about
the
acne over here.
yeah. What about Jillian over here had like a beard to cover up, that acne. That makes sense with beards now, from my perspective. What's up, Marcus? Ended to flip it. Good seeing you.
Oh,
And we got Paul, Polly Pocket.
Polly Pocket.
He's
Oh,
gonna stick with that 712 years old with Tracy. So what?
two
So
beautiful
after
people
you
talking about
got
tits.
into, what's your goal with reselling? Like, is there like some projects that it helps fund, or you just want to
Oh,
knock
oh,
out
it's
some
funny because
deals?
like right now, like I map out everything. So like it's coming to the beginning of the year, so I like to map out like my ideas and my bigger goals. And with reselling, my goal is to better our family life because I grew up with not a whole lot,
Yeah, me neither.
and so not having a ton, it 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 makes you appreciate things more, but it also gives you the drive to give your kids what you never had. So, I mean, it's even just like simple things of being able to pay a car bill if something came up, or buying a dryer, buying a new mattress. It's all those little things that kind of add up,
Yeah,
and then get to a point where I can buy my own house and just the bigger things, paying for a vacation, like this, just those
yeah,
kind of
that's
things.
what
That's
I
my
did
drive.
for this tomorrow. Well, Friday is when we fly out, but I used the eBay money to pay for it. I just felt good about it, and it's funny like about bills and the money from reselling. My wife was just complaining like somebody on TikTok had a video that her husband always makes these messages in the morning.
Mm.
So she sees them every morning when she wakes up, and you catch him off way in front of the camera saying like "f this" and I hate that, and you need to get a job. And he's talking to his wife, but at a distance, maybe like letting out some steam. So then he comes up to the camera. He's like, "Hey, babe, I love you. Tell the kids, you'll have a good day." And he's still complaining. Like the camera either catches him or he did it on purpose. But my
Wow.
wife looks at that, and I knew automatically. I look over at the corner of my eye, my peripheral, and I was like, "Don't look at me that way." And she was like, "That's you too." And I was like, "Okay, who's been paying for your gas for these past who's been paying all of the mortgage? Who pays your cell phone bill to include your mom on it? Like when we go out
Mhm.
to eat, who's paying for it?" And she just shut up. I was like, mm-hmm. Who paid for these tickets? Like, mm-hmm. Keep going. I've been saving them inside my Santa Claus stash.
Your
All
Santa
these
Claus
all
stash.
these throwbacks. Say something. I'm ready for it.
No, yeah, I mean, just my drive is always just because I just didn't have a whole lot growing up. So my perspective on everything is completely different from a lot of people. So I just it made sense to me, and it made sense to because I stay home mom with my kids, and it allows me to be flexible, and you know, it's a lot of perks to it
All right, Gary, I got you.
for sure. All right, so to answer that, I find the majority of my toys between the bins, and there's also another thrift store that I go to that has like just two walls, giant walls of bags of toys, and that's where I get the majority of my toys at. But yes, the bins up here are amazing. Like I'm spoiled by
Yeah.
our bins. Yeah. Like I went
Ours
to
is
the
all right.
bins. I went to the bins in there's one down in Roanoke, Virginia, I think, or Salem, Virginia. I went to, and then I went to the one down in Waco with Tracy, and that was
How was
okay. But
that?
I'm so spoiled by our bins up here. It's not even funny.
How was that experience with Tracy? Her being
Right?
like 2 times taller than
Like
you.
a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
You hop up on her hip. She can carry me around. No, it was awesome. No, it was a cool experience because she's only second reseller that I've met in person, but her and I we talk all the time now. So it's just nice to be able to meet her in person. And no, it was a blast. Like my dad went along and Mike and we went thrifting and had margaritas at lunch. It was a good time. It was nice. It was This community is amazing and the people that you can meet. It's I don't know, everybody's so welcoming. And then her and I just happened to click. So it was
Yeah,
awesome.
she talks highly of you.
Yes, yes, so much fun. Yeah. No, it just there's certain people that you will click with, and like I don't find them very often. I have a tendency to have a very strong personality, and so that throws
No.
so that has a tendency to throw people off. So yeah, no, it's nice to click with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Events. That I wish I knew that before because I usually would see those registers out at garage sales and stuff and never bother to look at them.
That's a
Just
good
never
thing
know
to
when
know.
things become in demand.
I know that I think over the pandemic, bicycle racks like for on the back of your car. There's just still a shortage of those because of the supply and demand of everything. Everybody
Mm.
trying to go outside, and so we have a friend who runs a bicycle shop. They actually had to recently close because of the shortage of everything. So
Wow.
bicycle racks should be able to sell those pretty quick.
That's kind of crazy to have, say, like a store, a bicycle store with all the things you need. And I'm sure somebody there working saying, "Yeah, I wish we could sell all this stuff. Like that'd be amazing." And then you do, and it's like, "Oh, I need more stuff."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's weird how that want turns into like, "Oh man, Harry Humstone."
Hello, hello, everybody coming in. Sorry, I'm not keeping up the
Yeah,
chat. I got
it's hard for
this.
me. I'm glad I'm on the other side now. I got to keep up.
I'm still reading. I'm still reading them. I'm just not hitting
I'm
them.
still learning how to read.
It's hard,
I just
right?
I just know people by their profile pictures.
Oh lordy. So you're working on
It
drafts?
was, yeah. I mean,
You was.
you're not working, so I'm not working.
Sorry.
I
Do
don't
I
want
need
to
to
look
work
like
on
an
something to like
overachiever.
so you work?
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
only when my wife asks me, "What are you doing? Working?"
Oh, I have my guy ask me all the time. He's like, "Do you actually get anything done?" I'm like, "I do. Yes, it does happen."
Yeah, when you're not looking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you asked them? Well, you got a degree in graphic designs. You have it also like videography.
No, I'm not
No,
that talented. No.
graphic.
So I went to school. I got my associates in graphic design, or um, yeah. So, I mean, I went to school for 2 years. Got my like I okay. So high
Speak
school,
your
I
words,
got
woman.
really, huh?
Speak your words.
I know. No, word vomit.
What's up, Jake?
No, like so like high school, I got scared shitless because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I didn't have a focus in high school. Like I didn't get the push to go to college. I didn't get any of that. So, but senior year, I started freaking out, and I was like, okay, what am I good at? Like, what can I actually do? And like, in art was like always my go-to.
Hmm.
So I found a school, and went and got my associates in graphic design. And like, I've never really had a graphic design job. I've always done like side hustle kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So, so that's where that comes from. It allows me to have fun with it, and it comes in handy when like I'm doing this stuff now.
Right.
Like I can just kind of throw together my own images, and it's nice. What's happening?
Yeah, I tried. I think it was like a few months after I got my degree, being out in Hawaii and moved here. I was applying to all these places, right? Because my experience wasn't just for an associates, because I was working with companies and they were
Mm-hmm.
like printing on socks, banners, posters, like everything and anything printing, especially apparel. And I was doing it myself at the same time, going to school full time. And people out in Hawaii were paying for stuff from me, and I was even doing logos for people mainly in the States and overseas too. So the money I was making there, I figured I'm coming here to Vegas. I'm just going to apply for this stuff, and my experience would pay for my resume to get in.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, "No, you're an associate. So I'll start you off at $10, and I need you to answer the phone. I need you graphic design. I also need you to take out the trash." I'm like, "Dude, do you want an employee or like a? Do you
Mm-hmm.
want to buy a business and a person and have them run it?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what it was. And quickly, I was like, $10 an hour? Hell no! I just made like $1,000 for a logo starting for somebody out in Florida for their bakery, and that was like an ongoing thing for 6 months. And I was like, why do I need to work for somebody else and just not do it myself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now, yeah, I'll do stuff for myself now, and then I'm also on the staff for a film fest, like a local film fest. So I've been doing the
What?
yeah. It's called the 72 hour film fest. So teams like will have teams sign up, and they have 72 hours to write, film, edit, turn in a whole film within 72 hours. So
And that's cool.
yeah,
Dude.
so I've been on the staff for that the last few years, and I do a lot of the graphic stuff. I'll do like the poster and anything advertising. I'll do all that. Yeah, it's I, you know I do a lot of fun stuff. It's yeah, graphic design is like my outlet.
Yeah, I like drawing. It's been helping me. Like I my parents are draw artists, different styles too. And then me, I just kind of picked up on both of them, and then started just creating my own style after I learned a little bit more about graphic designs.
Yeah. Do you like doing more like cartoon kind of
Now I
design
do.
work?
I used to do like realistic stuff from when I was a kid, like portraits of people, but I would make them up in my head, like from
Mm.
pencil and paper, because that's all I had, and cardboard boxes, whatever I could draw, and I was doing it. And people were always like, "Oh, you're gonna be rich and famous." So, being an idiot like I was as a kid, I didn't have any direction, and I just assumed eventually it just boom, you're famous, not knowing like, hey, you need to go to school, like you need to
Yeah.
get yourself out there and meet other people, have some mentors, take classes, like different mediums. I didn't know anything about that until I got out the military, because military is another world where you really don't see the outside world unless you're trying to look for stuff. And for me,
Hmm.
I didn't think being in the military was going to be something I was going to leave, because it was so easy. I was best shape. Like I was always at the top of the groups, the best groups, in charge of everything, just about giving classes, like doing the schedules for everybody, running my own group and squad, until the negativity as well was just like, nope, being married as well. I was never with my wife, and it
Yeah.
just became too much.
No, military is not friendly on families whatsoever.
No,
No, not at all. No, we went through all that crap when I was younger. I'm a military brat, so I'm an army brat, so I know
yeah,
exactly how all that crap goes.
yeah. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted, and I don't regret getting out. I was making good money, but it was still money. It really is the truth. If you're not happy and you're that bad, like you really need to get out of it and figure it out, because you
Hmm.
can. Like if you realize how far you've come, no matter how hard things have been, like people accomplish a lot. They just don't take that time to pat themselves on the back, even when
Hmm.
times are still hard.
What's up, Misha? So
Barter
far.
mania. Jake, did I
Hmm.
say hello to Jake? You should always say hello to Jake. He was your first live. He,
Hello,
he, set, he set the pedestal for everybody else.
hello, Jake. I gotta
Yeah,
reach up
I
now.
hope Bobby's not watching that, or Jen's, because they're gonna say something you doing that. I'm just saying.
I need to like
And
lower this just a little bit. Over here. Is that better?
but
So
a
hit
little
myself in
better.
the face. Oh.
Joe Deals and
Oh.
Fisher. I didn't say it already. Fisher flips.
Sorry, y'all. I'm sucking at the chat tonight. I still see your comments. Jake's kryptonite, yes.
I say I've not sold any Hot Wheels in a while. I collect those, and I only got out the red line. Those are usually the popular ones that I hear about from other resellers and
Yeah,
collectors too.
yeah, red lines, treasure hunts. Well, my son found a couple of treasure hunts like a couple months ago. I ended up paying for like our entire day of like thrifting, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've only come across like one good Hot Wheels when I started reselling, and it was signed by somebody. They had a convention here, and so it said whoever's name it was. I kept it on there, but they wrote it out to somebody, and I ended up just buffing out like it was with the Sharpie, so I ended up just rubbing it out with the microfiber, so it looks like it could be to anybody, and their signatures on there. It's so pretty good. It was like $40. Got it at garage sale for $1. Yeah, Gary, I do. One of them was last night. The one I believe yeah you were in there. Jose Madrigal, he's a cop out, and I think you might even no Kent said Popo. Got a Popo in the chat. Yeah, I've known him since '99 when I first got in the military, and then a handful of other people from each other duty station or deployment as well. Even some Iraqi nationals that I work with out in Iraq that ended up moving to Texas. I still talk to them.
How long were you in for?
10 and a half years.
Oh, so that's still a good bit.
Yeah, that was a bit.
I think my dad was 24, 25 years.
I was trying to look at his rank, but my eyes are horrible. Was that Master Sergeant that he got out? Master
Yeah.
Sergeant? I've been wanting to, when I see y'all on live, I've been wanting to, I was hoping like if he popped in, I was be like, Eddie's! probably, probably be
Oh,
like, carry on.
he's still very regimented. He's yeah.
Well, that's majority of his life that he was in there, you know? Like I
Yeah.
say that often. It's hard to get out of the mindset of like the military and like security because it's almost the same thing. You got to look a certain way, talk a certain
Hmm.
way, present yourself, and be resilient from exposing like your true feelings.
Hmm.
So it's kind of good. We're letting a lot of stuff out, not bad stuff, just like how I feel and how I see things.
Yeah, and I think he originally signed up when he was 18, and then he went back in whenever I was 1 or 2. I think whenever he signed it back up again, and yeah, I think that's what I knew the majority of my life.
Yeah,
A lot of moving, a lot of moving.
yeah, a lot of moving. I still got friends in that are should be just about retiring. It's been like at least once every few months. Some of the guys that I first started with are retiring.
Crazy.
Hey,
Yeah,
Misha, Joe Deuce.
yeah. I mean, my dad's last stationed here by Fort Detrick, and so that's the reason why I'm still in Maryland. His last spot.
Flipping fiasco.
Hello, hello.
Dale. Hi, Dale.
So, yeah, so we're growing up veterans. Mm-hmm.
So weird.
Yep.
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 With your journal that you got there, your diary, you got any like
My journal, my diary.
yeah,
Uh,
where
what
you
about
like
it?
do you have any goals for next year? I know people talk about them and have been this time of the year. Anything
Yeah,
you
and
want to add to?
I was thinking about like I don't like calling them like resolutions because I feel like resolutions get dropped really easily.
Yeah.
So they're always goals to me. But
Yeah.
no, my goals are to keep the momentum that I have going right now and just grow along with that. But I would love to be able to make triple what I've made this year, even though like this year I kind of found it was like my figuring it out kind of phase of like just like I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just kind of and then like the last couple of months I've hit a stride, and I want to keep going with that. So it's just building upon that and um, branching out to other platforms. So I started listing on Poshmark again. I'm gonna learn eBay because I haven't done eBay. So that's a whole other game for me. So that's my main goals for next year. So, yeah.
Yeah, eBay. I've been on it for a while since 2016 and still learning stuff about it. Like I'm taking time in it every now and then to just like see what's in there, and if I don't know about it, I click on a link to see what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
then as well as YouTube too. I've been doing a lot of like the following a lot of their information of like what YouTube algorithm is and how it works and
Oh,
what like they don't really say, but they're saying like more or less pretty much be consistent, talk about things that you're gonna stick to and try
mhm.
to be entertaining, but be yourself at the same time because that'll stand out.
Yeah. Well, YouTube is a whole other beast, and and I keep getting asked like why I'm doing it, why I'm doing YouTube. Like if you know, there's not a guarantee that you're gonna get anything out of it.
But
And
for me, what I get out of it is just like the company of people, the
yep.
information that I get that help me
Hmm.
get over things that I wasn't even thinking about. Like Tommy says stuff often, Tracy says stuff. Like a lot of people in here, I follow, and it's just like these little things. I'm like, why didn't I not think of that? You know, like that's
Hmm.
such a simple thing that I'm looking for this big complicated answer to find a shortcut in a way, and it's not really a shortcut, but I'm overlooking things and over analyzing to where it's like be simple, and it goes a long way in finding a lot of things I didn't know. Yeah, it's making a difference pretty fast too.
Yeah, I mean, it's and for me it was it was like the community of it, but it's the knowledge that you're able to learn if you stay in if you connect with people and you're I don't know, there's the constant learning of it. That's what appeals to me. And like I said before, like if I can give that back to other people in a fun way, then that's what I'm here for. And like it's a creative outlet. I mean, if I get something out of it, great. And I'm just enjoying it for right now. What
Yeah,
are
I'm
your
gonna
thoughts?
enjoy it for a long time, as long as I know. Unless I like, even if I was to win the lottery, I think I enjoy it and love it so much. Like I don't think I would stop. I think I'll just
Mhm.
look for more pricier things or collect things. You know.
Um, and I think for I'm doing only like really I'm doing shorts and I'm doing lives right now, and I don't think it's not common it's right now. So I don't think people know what to do with me. So I'm like in my own category. It seems like
I was gonna ask you that too because it is shorts and lives, but
yeah,
it is working because you get really good views. Like
yeah. It's been weird looking at my views the last couple weeks. Is like everybody's like, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna really work, and I'm just like I'm looking at my stuff. I'm like, it's oddly working in some way because I mean the stream from Sunday I'm almost about to hit 500 views on it,
yeah,
which is
all of them are
insane.
about 500, if not 500.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty insane to me considering how small of a channel I am. And I don't know, it just the numbers are not like computing the right way to me, like it is with everybody else. I don't know, it's very odd.
Don't change what doesn't
I'm
need to
not.
be fixed. You know.
No, I'm like I said, I'm not trying to be anybody else. I'm trying to just be myself and just and go with it, and that's all I can do.
Dale said, "Don't be intimidated by eBay. You can do it."
You can do it.
That freaking
No.
character. Every time somebody says that, that's I'm pretty sure that's what everybody sees if they see the movie. Envisions.
Hmm. But nah, I mean, eBay doesn't like. I don't know if it really intimidates me. I think it's just it's a whole other thing to learn, and I know it's a lot more complicated than what like Macari is, and so I think that's where I have to. But I mean, I've got an understanding of how the things work now, so I think I'll be a little bit better rather than trying to dive in like several months ago.
Do you follow Kat the Nurse Flipper?
I do, yes.
Did you see her recent video
The one
that
that
came
she
out?
just uploaded. I have not watched it yet. I saw the title of it though. I
So
should like.
because you mentioned Macari, and it's not to make somebody say, "Hey, you should go watch that and do the same thing," but it's pretty crazy. Like it's not a long video either, but it's
Mm.
insane of what she
So
says.
uh, okay, so Makari took her money. So what happened with like what exactly? I'll
I
go
would
watch
prefer
it,
you
but
see it, but
okay.
it's worth. Like she was doing it the day before because she brought it up.
Mm,
Um, and either a video or a live chat. No, it was a live because Dell was in it. Julian was in there, and she was not hyping it up, but it was like I don't want to tell you about it because the video's there and it has all the answers. And I
yeah,
guess she didn't also want to shadow over the crew on her live to just talk about that. But it's pretty intense and it's pretty surreal to think about what she's saying. Be like, I'm pretty sure is the truth. Like I don't deny her. Kat's been there since I started too with Tommy, Tracy, Paul, like way back a year or
yeah.
two ago. Like we've been following each other for a long time, her and I. But it's worth watching. Get
I'll
your
definitely go
popcorn,
check it out. Yeah,
small
I'll
bag.
definitely I'll definitely check it out. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like such a newbie with all this stuff because I mean, there's a handful of people that I started following in the beginning, and within the last couple of months, I've only really started to know everybody. And I don't know, it's I feel like I've been on the fast track. So I'm like
It's a
trying
lot
to,
of people to keep up with. Like I
yeah.
have to see people enough times to come in to be like, "Oh, I'm familiar with their username." Because sometimes people don't say their names in here, and you just
Hmm.
their username is their name to us.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just happy that people know who I am and they can spell my name right. So
Shea Butter. Yeah,
yeah,
Shea Butter.
exactly. The accuser was selling fake islands.
So Flipper, howdy y'all.
Hello. Sorry, y'all. I'm not clicking on the
What?
chat. We're just chatting.
Best offer queen. You know who that is?
Which one? Where are we looking at? Best offer queen. No, that's a new one to me. Like it's
Uh, nah, she's old. She's old. She's an OG too. Erin was on it too. I mostly see her on TikTok, and she leaves me crazy comments. Like her sarcasm is funny, and she had great YouTube content. But then family, having a baby, I'm pretty sure was like, oh, I can't keep up with this. Like really good, and I've been telling her lately, like, can't wait to see you back. I'm not asking you. I'm just saying, can't wait to see you back. It's kind of like a subtle imperative. You're coming back, Erin.
so. Are you enjoying TikTok?
Yeah, but I was noticing I was putting a little bit more time into it than what I needed, that I needed to transfer over into content and listing more than anything. It's the
Hmm.
priority. So not as much, but when I share stuff, I'm not trying to overdo it or anything. I'm just trying to keep it simple. Somebody
Yeah.
see it, and if I'm not adding content like actual words or trying to teach somebody about it, like I'm doing it to see what other people are saying, so I could pull answers from them, like the Starbucks tumblers. People were inside their messaging comments. I'm like, ooh, so that's how you sewed it inside a face group book.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
it's Starbucks. Anything is gonna sell. No, it's gonna grab
Yes and
people's
no, because
attention.
there was a person that left a comment saying like she fell into what she heard from people, whether resellers or not, whatever they were saying, hey, anything Starbucks, buy it. And she ended up getting caught up in all this stuff sitting around. So she must have got the low end Starbucks stuff, not worth getting.
I mean, I'm I'm just saying that Starbucks does sell because it does, and there's also like the majority of the ones that I usually try to find are like the been there series. Like just there's certain series that you can gravitate towards, and there's certain patterns, and like that you
Mm,
have to do your research on anything.
yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. Um, but yeah, because we kind of fell into that for a little bit. Like it's like, oh, there's Starbucks everywhere, and it's cheap, and so we'll end up having a pile of them. So
Yeah. I ended up with some that, because of the price when I first got them, they weren't worth reselling because I wouldn't have made any money. But luckily, one of the friends over here was diehard Starbucks collector. And she was like,
mhm.
I'll buy them. And I was like, I'll give you a good price. And she was like, no, don't give me a good price. Give me what you would sell it on eBay. I was like, all right, $1,000. She was like, not that much. But she bought them. I made a little profit, and
Wishful thinking.
she loves them. Yeah, had to try. Jake, what all platforms are you on, Jake? Because I only hear when you talk about listing stuff. I never really hear Jake talk about like what he sells on or what he does. And I was trying to watch some of his videos, but the other one, Paul, I think he was in here a second ago. I was trying to help him out with his hours. He needs like 600 or 900 more hours or something like that. So,
You're working on your hours too, right? Like,
oh, working.
what do you
I
what do
think
you
I need
what are
to
you
hire
at?
people. I think I need to hire people to watch my videos.
The
Trying to break it off
analytic
like a credit
thing
score.
is so weird to me. Like I just it's so odd because I go in and like look at my analytics and I'm like, is that real? Is that a real number? That's like that's the actual watch hours I have. Like
You probably already have like 10,000 watch hours.
no, I'm
And
I'm,
nothing
I'm about
taken
to hit
into it.
700. That's where I'm at.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised.
So hey, that's I'm happy with just that. Like
No, it's crazy. Like I didn't look at numbers until like maybe a week ago is where like I was only looking at like share content. I'm happy doing it. And then
mhm.
after a while I'm like people were talking about hours and I'm like, how do you look at the hours? And they're like, well, you
Yeah,
go here
I was
and
the
look at
same
it. And I'm
way. I
like,
was like,
oh, like
yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff I don't know that's right there in front of me and I have no idea about it.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I didn't know like, oh, like yeah, no, I needed to hit like 1,000 subscribers in order to, like, the whole monetization kind of thing. And like, but like, I didn't realize there was a whole other part of like, no, you have to have hours too. You have to, there's like a list of things that you have to hit. I'm like, I had
It's not
no
either
idea.
or.
Yeah, can't just do this one thing and it's cool. No, it's a whole other thing. Well, it's like they had just changed
Got you, Lynn.
um for what was it, the community tab. Like I actually had to look up the community tab of it, and like they had just recently changed it over to 500 subscribers rather than just 1,000. So I like, and I just like achieved that thing. So that was a big
When
thing
was
for
that?
me. The community tab where you can actually share like how
No,
you
wait.
share other.
When you got the five when they changed it?
So it's a newer thing for the whole 500 subscribers in order to have like the community tab. That's like a more
Oh,
recent thing. This that within the last few months.
I didn't
So
know about that.
yeah.
And when I started back in Hawaii with YouTube videos, and I was like just a vlogger, like showing Hawaii and stuff. I was actually monetized, I think, for like 2 months, and then it was like they changed their numbers, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get that. Like, damn it, man! Like that always happens to me.
Yeah, you always have to work like twice as hard as everybody else to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
No, no. Tracy dropping links for starbucksmugs.com.
I'm gonna check that out. Aaron, I love TikTok. Oh wait, we on YouTube right now. You tell us where you like Erin. I hope she comes back because she's so much fun. She had games that she did too. Is like how she handled all of that. I have no idea, but some people could do things very well at the last like spur of the moment. I
Hmm.
can't like manage things that way. Other than like myself, is which waking up is a struggle. Trying to figure out what to do.
I had like people asking me how long it took me to do my that shirt video that I did, where I was like switch out my shirts. It took me 10 minutes. That's it. Like, it wasn't like anything big production or anything.
See, me being the curvy man that I am, I would have been like, what angle is best? Like, let me get a different shirt because this one's like really showing like I look like a caterpillar.
A caterpillar. I just like
All these rolls on me.
nah, I just went for it. I saw it like several months ago. I figured out how to like actually do that transition and just went with it.
See, even Carl just said that explains why he couldn't find his community tab today. See, just talking and you get to learn
Hmm.
stuff. So simple. It's just like
Yep. I don't know, but there's so much to every platform that I don't know that I'm still learning. Caterpillar.
I keep it real with myself. Self shaming is a thing.
Keep
I
it
got
real.
issues, people. I definitely have issues. I let them out. I come with personal baggage. Jake sells primarily on eBay, very small amount on Macari.
Yes. Jake, how many listings do you have done this week? Are we at 5 at least?
5.
Just I gotta ask. His goal is usually like 10 a week. The military didn't do that at all.
Military gave me issues.
Military gives a lot of issues.
Yeah. And it's funny that like when you get out the military or when you're in the company so long and that's all year round, like the military is a different world where like it's its own dome. And you do talk to people on the outside, like civilians, and you say hi, hello, but you're not with them long enough to really see like how you are. Some people catch it right off the bat from
Hmm.
straight civilian that's not near military compared to say even people civilians next to a military base. There's a huge difference on how people's personalities are and deal with things. Elena's getting betting the under. Hi, Gary say here. Starbucks coffee, a long time. I did see Julian's saying he's a mug life, and I envisioned him having mugs inside his beard. I don't know why, but that's what I envisioned.
Just like a little,
Like,
like
you
a
need a
little.
mug? I got that. Holding him out.
It's like a Mary Poppins of beards. It just keeps them in there.
Mm-hmm. No umbrella. That's a beard.
Evil stare.
Gianni. I meant to say hello earlier, Gianni, when you came in.
Well,
Go
Gianni.
Navy, beat Army. Hey, if I'm not,
No, Army.
you could have that. I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah, I said before I met Gianni at the thrift store. That's how I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my I had my camera on. I was filming toys while I was like picking, and like he came up and he goes, "YouTube." I'm like, "Yes."
That's cool.
That was really funny.
Yeah, I haven't had that experience yet. I'm not up there yet. I'm not popular like Shay.
I'm not popular. That was like over the summer. Like I just started doing it.
You know?
I haven't ran into anybody else. As many other resellers that are in this area, I haven't ran into anybody.
Hey, where's my wife at? She's text me by now.
Oh,
Her emoji is
look
funny.
shady. As I'll get out. I'm glad I look shady. So that's what I feel like I come off. Shady.
Shady. I like that. SHAEDY.
Shady. That was definitely me. Being very awkward with my camera.
Yeah, I was watching the niche lady earlier.
Mm.
Danny, who really helped me get over the 1,000 to get that 1,000 mark on the subs. Her shout outs like still have people coming in and super appreciative. But I was looking at her video and she was grabbing stuff that I had just seen at the same Goodwill where I was just at the other day
Mm.
for my previous video. I'm like, man, I must have just missed her because those things weren't there when I was there, but everything else was in the same placement. So I must have just missed her.
No, I
I'll
have
run
a.
into her eventually.
I keep thinking I'm gonna run into the crazy lamp lady at some point because she comes to my area all the time, and it's like literally within like a couple hours or a day, and like she picked up the same stuff that I picked up. I'm like, I literally just looked at that.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Should have got that.
I know. I'm like, I picked it up. If she picks it up, I'm gonna be so mad.
Those are my fingerprints on there. She looks shady. What we get? I have you.
Video shorts for naughty minds. Yeah, I don't. Not in shorts very often.
Yeah, they're really good. You come across like what I don't come across as like small items. Like
Mm.
usually everything is like I don't know, like a hat size or something of that shape. Like I don't really see anything small too much. And it was like all these people like you get these little toys and find stuff, and I'm like, I don't see that stuff. And I look like even in the baggies, they're not really too much good stuff that I see that
Well,
way.
and I think that just depends on your area. Like you're gonna find toys. I'm finding are not very common in a lot of areas.
Yeah. Games
Um,
is not common for me here.
yeah.
Like video games.
Hmm. But like and then like with shoes and stuff, I have no chance around here. There's too many shoe resellers around here. That and like our Goodwills jack up the prices way too much. Like I don't have a chance in that area. And I'll
Yeah,
find something here and
I'm
there.
noticing price difference with jeans over here. They're
Mm-hmm.
going up to $10 now, and it's like, come on.
$10, that's still cheap.
It's like, come on, I'm gonna sell it for 50. Can you make it 5? It's just funny to
Mm.
complain about stuff like that because we find stuff for a good price and sell it the same way, you know? What's up, Harlan? Thanks for coming.
No. Yeah. I'm not getting a whole lot done tonight. I'm just so out of it. Yeah,
I was like, I wanted a case and a drink. I was like, should I get me a drink? I'll wait. I'll
Do you
wait.
need a drink? I can go get a drink if you want a drink.
No, no, I'm good. I think I'm good.
No, I got the man voice going on tonight.
The
It's not
manly
working.
boy.
Hmm.
Manly man.
Those damn Ninja Star chips that I ate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you were saying that earlier, it reminded me of back in Hawaii. I used to take the bus a lot for like 2 years. I was back and forth ping ponging, taking bus to bus. And one day, I don't know what it was. Like it must have been like a spirit or something, or a fairy was like, I'm gonna mess with Sunny. I'm sitting there, this guy's next to me, and he kept moving, like, you're too close to me. I'm like, well, you're twice the size as me, and there's no other seat, you know? So all of a sudden, like something just felt like it grabbed my throat, and I'm like, I grab onto the bar and I'm like, it was like, I was like, man, I'm gonna die from something choking me in this air or something. And all of a sudden I just exhale like and I grabbed the guy and everybody's just looking at me and I'm just start coughing and I'm just like, oh my God, like what evil is that somebody put on me? This is freaking nuts. I thought I was gonna die from nothing.
The invisible
Crazy.
man strangling you.
Yeah, he looked at me crazy, like his eyes blew up like a frog's eyes, like if you step on them. Not that I'm saying you should step on frogs, but I think you get the gist.
Lord, yes, bourbon. Yeah, I need some bourbon.
Bird,
No, I
bird.
was I was trying to tell Sunny earlier that the other day after our live, I was eating chips. I was talking and I inhaled a chip that like I was saying it pretty much like Ninja Star like the back of my throat, and I could not stop coughing. And so ever since then, my voice has been jacked.
Those guys BO body odor. No, I wish I could blame it on something. It's just something like just lock my throat up. It just I could feel it closing and it was like I'm not letting go. And I just the whole bus was like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And I'm like, I don't know. No, just want to go home. Scared.
Bus riding Jedi. Yeah.
It was probably the bus driver looking in the rearview mirror. He was like, he don't look like he belongs here.
Some voodoo magic going on.
That's not the first time I almost suffocated. I was in a field mission out in the Mojave Desert, getting ready before we went to our first tour to Iraq.
Mm.
And we were inside. It gets cold as hell in the deserts, if you don't know.
Yes, it
Like
does.
the temperature just drops overnight. So I was wrapping up, and I guess I turned to where the sleeping bag twisted opposite directions midway. So I just feel like something seal over my face, and I'm trying to turn, and then it got even tighter somehow. So I have my own hand over my mouth, and it's like sealed tight. And I'm like, I could hear myself like mumbling to my one of the sergeants that was right under me. I was a team leader at the time. So I'm like trying to kick, like and all of a sudden it finally breaks out. And again, I like open up and I unzip my bag and I kick him. Like, you're gonna let me die right here, you know? And he looks over at me too. He unzips his thing, looks over at me like, what the hell's wrong with you? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, almost died twice. Like self-suffocation.
Just invisible suffocation. You're just
Yeah,
gonna
there's
like.
something out there to get me, man. I need to get blessed. Something.
So it's like Final Destination shit. Like you're something's out to get you.
Don't watch that movie. It really catches up to you.
I can't drive behind a freaking long truck anymore. Like it freaks me out.
They brake check you? Oh, because of the movie?
Because the movie, because I'm afraid there's a log that's gonna go like straight through my windshield. Like can't do it.
Isn't there another one coming out? I think, or didn't already like a
Like the
newer
ninth one or whatever it is. I don't know.
Lord.
Go Doug go. I have a question. Like I roll
Gary.
Gary. See what Gary says.
I'm not a real big drinker, but I drink a lot. Bought two. Ooh, makers? Nice.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't drink that expensive stuff.
Yeah, I don't. Makers is not my thing. No, American honey. American honey is good.
Yeah. Tommy. Those fetishes are best with two people, Sonny, in case of emergencies. I don't know what it was. Like,
I guess you really can't say a safe word, right? You can't breathe.
You couldn't because my face was sealed. Like the first one, something was choking me. It's kind of evil. Out of all people, it was like, come on, man, I just got out of school. Like, I'm going to community college. I can't get hired nowhere. And here's like something's trying to kill me. Like, I don't got nothing to give, you know? but like the $2.50 for a bus ride.
So if we ever hear anything happen to you,
Yeah. Keep your fingers crossed, especially for this flight. I don't think nothing will happen with me because my wife would be with me. It's more been just to me being singled out by somebody.
double check your mask, all that. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, lordy. Yeah, my voice is jacked. So what are your goals for this next year?
Brand, I do want to add like the character that I have for myself. Start doing graphic designs to like that reflect reselling. I
Mm,
got some ideas that I want to run with, and I don't know if I want to like jump into like, hey, I have this, do you want to buy it? But if somebody's like, I like that and I want it, then I'll see about how to figure out something for people to order it, whether I make
yeah.
$1 off of it or two. Like I'm not trying to look the bank off of it. It's more like just showing, I guess, gratitude or
Hmm.
something towards back to community.
Yep.
And I think fitness. I do need to
Fitness.
get back in shape. I think that should be up there in my priorities.
So do you, you
I
pat
use
myself
the
on the head.
mirror for that. It helps when you have a mirror, so that was like, oh, I'm not alone. I see you, see me.
Okay. Lord.
Carl, I missed a chance to see him when I was in my first deployment. Um, he was just like a bus trip down, which was rare for where I was at because they called it Mortarville. And the responsibilities I had, they wouldn't let me leave, but everybody else in the company was able to leave. And that's one that I wish I would have seen. Not because that happened, but even before that, I wish I was able to see him. I did see Uncle Cracker, and he crapped his pants. The second time I went, the mortar IED went off, and he was on stage saying, "Hey, what's up, military? And I love America." And everybody's like, "Whoa!" All cheering, and then I hear his boom, and this guy ducked like on stage, and everybody just starts laughing, like because that's normal to us after a while. And he gets up and he looks around, and he looks back at us again. He's just like, "If you're okay, I'm okay, but I'm not gonna lie. I think I just sharded myself."
Sharded.
His face, it was nighttime too, but you could see how red he was. He was so scared and then embarrassed that he just fell that way.
Lord. So you leave Friday for your trip?
Friday morning, yeah.
It shouldn't be that long of a flight, right? I mean,
No, I think it would probably be like maybe 3.5 hours, only because we have a layover somewhere for like an hour and a half. I don't remember where it's at.
I just spend like last like 24 hours in a car.
That's tough. Like I like to drive, but being in a vehicle really drains you once you get out of it, and like at home or wherever your final destination is.
Gotta watch out for those seatbelts.
Yeah.
Invisible hands. It's so bad. So, what was some stuff that you needed to research?
Oh, now you're getting to work. I see how it is.
I
Are you
don't like
ready
it
for
being
this?
quiet.
Are y'all ready for this?
Is that Nessie? You have like a whole bag of those?
I have a few dinosaurs. Yeah, there actually is a bag of them, but I got
It's
a
a big
few of them.
one.
Yeah, it's a big 'em.
It's a big one.
Like my neighbor. It's a big 'em. Now this is a vintage 1989 Tycho toy dinosaur. I don't know what kind of dinosaur it is, but I ended up doing a Google lens, and I
Mm.
know there's some ridiculous prices out there. And somebody had one like 600, other people had 900, and I'm like, I'll take a chance on that for $4. It might be like $20, but there's some things out there. I was like, I'll take a bite. You know
Mine's
what?
like the
I wonder if eBay and those big platforms do that, where they just have these ghost sites and throw up prices out there. I wonder if they do that.
Nashville flippers in the house. What's up? That was like the dinosaur that I found at yard sale for 25 cents. Supposedly goes for like hundreds of dollars. Like this guy.
Yeah, have you listed that yet? Because that was a question the other day.
I have not listed him yet. I think it's more or less like trying to make sure that I'm doing it properly because it will be going up on eBay. I don't know. Like, yeah, there was one that's it sold for 750. So like, but I just want to make sure that's correct.
And what are you waiting on with that?
I don't know.
You're like,
No,
I'll
holidays.
save it.
Holidays happen.
I'll save it for tougher time.
Still swinging that thing around. I know, right? Uh, no, it's not blown glass. It is. Why am I going blank? What's it called? It's plastic.
Acrylic? Because I know people are like,
Acrylic.
is that
Yeah,
glass?
it's
It's
acrylic.
acrylic.
Yeah, yeah. I believe it's from the 60s or 70s, and it's signed. It's on the inside of its leg.
Damn.
Loose side.
Lynn,
There we go.
Lynn
Thank you,
Flipper,
Tracy.
good luck on your drive tomorrow to Florida.
Thank you, Tracy. I have brain fog going on.
I always have brain fog. Fog. See,
Frog.
already. Yeah.
Brain
Ribbit.
fog.
Nashville Flipper. I was just watching some of your video while I was waiting in line at McDonald's, getting some food for my wife. I was seeing I didn't get too much into it, but it was like when you're rushing in with everybody had like blue IKEA bags. I'm like, where the hell did they get those bags at? But I'll catch up to it after it. I added it to my watch later list.
Yeah, they just met up with Kevin Commonwealth in
Yeah, I
Nashville.
seen that photo too.
I just drove through Nashville, so if I had known,
Is that he's asking if that's blown glass, the dinosaur
it's not.
again.
It's not. It's not blown glass. It's
It's unblown glass.
loose. It's the loose side. What Tracy said that I couldn't remember.
I got a few dinosaurs like that.
Vaginal flipper.
Okay. I was getting excited. Like I said, some people have like really high numbers of like 800, and then there's one person with 84.99. That sounds
That's still
about
not bad.
yeah, not bad at all. But I would really like to find one of those gems like that. I'm
That's
not even
better.
gonna look why he's trying to price it up that high. He or she.
Yes, I was in Nashville. I think I even messaged you saying I just drove through Nashville. Right whenever you posted it too. Yes, looking for dinosaurs with JP on them. Yeah, they have to be like the older ones though. That's what I find at least.
With JP Morgan?
No, Jurassic Park.
You mean like this on it?
Yeah.
This one's a big one too. It's kind of like me, like big body, little arms.
It's T-Rex.
Yeah, I found all of these at the same spot, which is why I got them too. And those are all $5. And then here's another one. This is probably like $35. Where's the
I would
JP?
assume that would probably be a Jurassic Park one too. Yeah.
That one's on the leg. So I gotta. So you're asking me about work, and then you're not even working, girl.
I'll get it done. No, because I have a. Everybody does drafting and stuff. Like I have to like go through it and I'll write it down, research it, take pictures. I have a whole process. No, I literally just got back today, like this afternoon.
Hmm.
Sonny, do you not have like, an IKEA bag?
I do somewhere. I probably have like 8 like tote bags, and I only use one of them because I can't find other ones. Then once I lose that one, I find another one, and then re-lose it and re-find the one I really like. That's another thing too. I do want to make is like custom tote bags. Do like giveaways. They're
Do you
really
want like
light.
tote bags or do you want like how like it's the IKEA bag?
That's a little fancy. I have to see
Too
on like
fancy.
I have to see like on Alibaba if I can make that possible.
I know one of my goals this year was gonna be I want stickers because everybody else has stickers and I don't.
Kind of stickers of the character you made.
Yeah. No. I'm not copying you.
You're not copying me. That's the character of you. You made it.
It's not my style. No, I'll do my logo.
I feel like that was a better version of the Rugrats, Tina. Like it just had better hair.
Yeah. I was like, I could totally draw myself in a character like that. That would be easy to do.
Lauren steals IKEA bags from other resellers at the bins. People get so distracted at the bins too. Not me. I'm like, I hover over my precious cart. Get away.
My precious. My precious. Yeah. I don't think we're not allowed to take in bags up where we're
Really?
at. Hmm.
Hmm.
So automatically, the first thing I grab out of a bin is reusable bags.
He wants to see your character. Show him your character.
Who's talking about my character?
Nashville. And he said if you're ever out in Nashville, you better holler at him.
No.
Go like,
The,
yee yee.
the, the character. The character is on the thumbnail. It's on my Instagram. It was like a real quick thing I did. Yeah, and I had to ask you for the JPEG. I'm like, can I have that, please?
Said Julian. All right, Julian, I see your message. I'll do that once I get the chance. Actually, I'll do it now. If he's still in the chat room.
Pull it up. I am not that fancy on here. I'm telling you this.
Oh, she
I have a
fancy.
That's what I should do. I'll put my character up in the corner. I'm gonna upgrade my StreamYard. I'll put the logo up there. Put my character. Hello. Hello to everybody coming in. Heavy hello.
How heavy is it?
Pretty heavy apparently.
I got sciatica, so it can't be too heavy. It might kick in.
You can't carry too much.
No. The first time it kicked my butt, sciatica, I was like, I was in shape. I don't know what happened. I guess it's wear and tear of everything I carried around. But I ended up picking the end of a water hose, and it gave out. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with my back? It was like, and it also like locked up my lungs again. So that's like the third time. And then
Have you
it's
ever
like,
had your breathing checked? Like, have you ever been
no,
tested?
this was the sciatic. Have you ever had like a pinched nerve and it just like
Oh,
locked you
I
right
know
there?
what it, and the no, I've had issues with my sciatica too, so I know exactly how it is. No, you
Shad
just have these
juice, what's
breathing. You,
up?
you have these like breathing problems. I'm just
But this is
concerned.
when I was like in shape. Now that I've gained weight, it's like I've conditioned myself to add weight. People walk around like Gary over here, ruck march for like with 25 pounds, and I'm over here like I got that on me naturally. I'm doing good. No, I don't have those problems as much anymore, but I was just probably working out too hard. And then the second time I was driving, turned the steering wheel, I looked right and it was just like, oh, oh, I can't turn the steering wheel. I got issues, like I said.
These invisible forces just keep coming after you.
Yeah.
It's almost as if someone's show ended and everybody came here afterwards. Yes, it's like the after party. Apparently, everybody's just coming to hang out.
Yeah. Who finished? Who live finished?
Oh, there's a handful of people on.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm glad y'all are here. I
Yeah, thanks
appreciate
for
you
coming
dropping
in.
by.
Yeah.
My last minute planning.
Do you want to read? You want to read the chat and myself some of your diary notes?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to.
Tell
No,
us some
I
sweet
pretty
things.
much just write out my goals and like I have a tendency to do like a brainstorm map, and so I pretty much my center point or like my spoke is right. I put reselling because that's where everything's going to be stemming from. Anyways, you have to
Mm.
have a main focus, and you can't lose that focus. So I have that written down. So I have like the different selling platforms and what my goal is with my shorts or like YouTube. I have it all broken down, and so I'm slowly working my way to it because you got to take it into smaller pieces.
What's wrong with your shorts?
There's nothing
Are
wrong
they
with my shorts.
are
I think
they
it's like
melted or have like elastic? They expand. Are
they're
they
too
too
big.
tight? Relax it.
I've lost weight. They're too big. I don't know. Working out. I need to get new pants.
No, I think that's a good idea. I used to do that, and somewhere when I just became a civilian, I just stopped doing things that actually played pretty good part of me, like knocking things out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool because my wife for Christmas got me a calendar, a Tokidoki calendar. I don't know if any
Mm-hmm.
of you are familiar with that brand. I love that brand. When we met, she got me into it and got to meet the artist twice, Simone Legno. Tokidoki means sometimes, I believe is Japanese. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool because I've been wanting a calendar to follow along. And this is one I would be like, I like this.
Yeah, you gotta find what works for you. No. And anything that I've done, I've always done a map. I always done it. Asking, yes, what is everybody's goals for the year? What's everybody doing for New Year's?
I'll be in Twin Falls. I know I'm going to have some drinks. I don't know where we're going to, but like where exactly in Twin Falls, my
Mm-hmm.
brother-in-law has some stuff figured out.
So you're just going along with the ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to see some fireworks. Like that's always kind of like that time of the night, midnight to see that.
Oh lordy, I don't have any plans for New Year's whatsoever.
No, just
No,
be with family and
like we have not made any plans whatsoever for it. So I'll probably just chill at home, drink, go to bed early.
yeah, I think with YouTube goals, I mean, I definitely want to get 4,000 hours. Reach those two markers. One of them I got. What's up, Cameron?
Hello,
Crispy Toys. I don't know if we said hi already,
hello to
but
everybody who's coming in.
yeah, like I do want to get that marker and see where it goes. Like I know I assume there's a lot more that comes after that when you have a good base that people might be interested to sponsor or get some products. Like I think that's fun. It shows like a prize for you doing what you're already going to do anyways. That you get to maybe come across some good deals with people, and I just want to do the most that I can without changing much besides editing better the way I envision things because that's the harder
Hmm.
part.
I mean, is there a certain style of editing that you like that like you think that you're drawn towards? Like,
I'm more of like transitions that I want to do to just
mhm.
make it smoother rather than like just cutting out gaps of like long breaths or nothing said, for that
Hmm.
second.
Yeah.
I don't want to come off choppy. I want to come off more just smoother, easy to
You
follow.
want a better flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I've never heard of
Shenanigans.
that. I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me what the different colors mean. Oh lordy.
I wouldn't know. I'm colorblind. So I mean, like, I hope it's the original color that it started with.
So when did you figure out you were colorblind?
A little into the military, when I started, some shells, like there were some tests out in the field, and it
Mm.
wasn't even an actual test. It was just other soldiers were like, "Oh, this one's brown, and what's this color mean?" So then people were like saying the colors, and as I walked by, they're like, "Hey, what's that one?" Because everybody was trying to get everybody to be the same way. The drill sergeants weren't dropping anybody, so they're trying to be kosher. And I'm like, "Oh, that's green." They're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And they're like, "No, it's not." So drill sergeant was like, "Hey, turn around." I turned around. He's like, "Turn back around, turn back around." And then he's like, "What color is this?" And I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna I'm gonna say that's brown or something or change the color." He was like, "No, turn around, do it again." Kept doing it for a while. He finally dropped me, and so another drill sergeant came. I was like, "What's wrong with this joker?" And then he found out, like, wait, maybe he's seeing the colors that he thinks they are because he can't see colors. So he took me right out of the training, took me to get my eyes
Wow.
checked, and they're like, "Yeah, you're colorblind."
I mean, did they say anything to you after that? Like, I mean,
I couldn't be a tanker. I went in to be
yeah,
a tanker,
yeah,
and then I ended up going into logistics and communications, and it was fun. I mean, things happen. It wasn't bad.
yeah. My dad was in satellite communications, satcom. So,
Mm. We didn't do too much of it. Like, we set up stuff. I would put the coding inside radios, and it wasn't hard because everything's pretty like laid out on what to do. There's nothing where you're doing it from scratch. Everything's kind of like dummy proof in a way.
hmm.
And it was funny because even when satellites and communications, you still need to see colors. So I would always have the tendency to ask like my battle buddies, like, "Hey, what color is this?" Like, "Oh, you put that one here," or you read the numbers because there's a lot of numbered serial numbers, and that's really like how you're seeing the same thing as colors is color coding by the numbers. Nice, huh? Paul picking up his first high bid on Friday. My first high bid was a couple of months ago. It was women's shoes, like a size 11. I paid $11.35, picked it up, and the first item sold for like $60. And I think I only have one pair left out of that haul. And I probably made like 400 bucks off of that $11.35.
That's cool. I just started looking into high bid.
That's cool. I'm only looking for local ones. I feel like when I get back from my vacation, I'll look more into like buying things that I would want to ship to me that'll be worth it.
Hmm.
It's a pretty good site though. A lot of cool stuff.
I mean, I know they're all over the place around us. So I have a lot to learn. There's a lot I still got to learn. So I also wanted to look into whatnot because I have so many toys that my death pile's a decent bit. So I feel like if I went into that, I could actually clear out a good bit.
Yeah. Do it.
I gotta get approved. I gotta get I gotta get recommendations for to do all that.
Are you gonna have Mike, right? Is your husband?
Yeah,
Yeah, are you gonna have him like help you? Because I know Paul was saying on his that he wish he had like a secondary person to like move, I guess, grab stuff, move stuff, make it easier.
yeah. I mean, I definitely would need somebody to help me out on it. It's from what I've seen with other people. It's a lot. It's a lot to take on, and it's a lot to keep track of. But I don't know. I like you got to figure out a system that's gonna work. Like I prefer to like number everything out beforehand. All that. And throw all the sports cards. You'll get cleared, Paul. You'll get through it.
Oh yeah, I was wanting to ask Paul too about that because I know he put a video saying, "Hey, go tell
Hmm.
what not why he should be," and I was like, interesting. I wonder what the reason for that is. You know?
It's like a whole vetting process. So you have to like it's. I feel like you go through an interview. You go through a lot of things in order to get approved. You use some help to hold his wood clamps. Yeah, that's an issue the other night. Yeah, I left and you guys are all talking about like tools and in wood clamps, how long things were.
Oh, with Leroy,
Yeah.
Blood, Sweat, and Cell. He's funny. He's smart too, though. Like
Yes.
I don't want to leave that out because sometimes people just take people being funny and like they're just there for amusement. But there's some really bright people out here.
Mm-hmm. I think certain people are underestimated.
Yeah, but that's the thing with like YouTube when you create videos, like you want to share all this information, but then you get lost in translation because it's too much. So you
Mm-hmm.
just tunnel vision into what your point is, and then that's it. And if you try to share more, you can, but then it's just like you really have to go on to like a spill of your knowledge, and then the time for people to listen into it. And the people that do take their time, that have patience, benefit the most because it's not just like, oh, here's a toy to look for. And then you
Mm-hmm.
don't listen why you need to look for it or what do you need to look at if you do come across it.
Yeah. I think that's another part of like I like doing my shorts, but I keep trying to think of if I like, drop like a monthly longer video, like a long form, what would I would talk about? Like how would I break it down to why you look for these things or how to look for things? That was like my biggest thing too, because I get that asked that a lot. Like, well, how do you find these? Like, how do you find your toys, or what are you looking for? And it's not a simple answer either.
Yeah, because that's not the only thing. Like, say toys, say the dinosaur, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a toy, but it's more of like decor.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you looking at when you're searching for something, but come across other things? And then to me, wording is one thing where I really get mixed up on what to say. So I'm trying to like clear up my verbiage,
I
my
can't talk now.
jargon. But I glad people stick around and follow because they must understand me, because I think too much into myself of and not in a good way. Like, oh man,
No, it's
how do I say
overthinking.
this? How do I say that?
Mm-hmm. So
And
you get stuck in the overthinking and
yeah,
overanalyzing. No, if you keep it simple and to the point, that's, I mean, dinosaurs
maybe
decor.
yeah. Wasn't that decor or what is that? It's not a toy, right?
The dinosaurs are a toy. They're
That's a
like
toy,
what?
the glass
Yeah,
thing.
it's a big toy.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it was like decor. See, that's my childish mind right there.
decor,
Yeah, decor.
decor.
I'll blame that on my accent.
Yes. No, I have never considered going into the military because I grew up in the whole world of being around the military. It was just not my. It's not my jam whatsoever.
See, Jillian got my back.
I mean, you can use them as decor if you want to, or decor. How do you say it?
Oh, my wife won't let me. I would love to. That's why I'm glad I have my office, but I do need to clear it out. I want to either start listing some of this stuff if it's worth listing, my Funko Pops, or put it away in the garage, box them up. Just want to have more space and not feel clustered.
Whatever you want to put it out. Quality is subjective.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It is, but I don't know. There's to the point where like you have to be willing to put out the right information. I don't know. There's a fine line for it. I had a dino Christmas tree. That's cool.
See, another dinos decor, decor, decor,
I keep saying thinking that you're saying decoy, like
decor.
decor.
You're right, because if I
Decor.
say decorations, I say de. See, people, learn me something every day.
Oh, Lord.
What, Julian? Do you got a picture of that? That sounds pretty cool.
Now, was this like in your main living area, or was it like off to the, like a different
Your
room?
own little tree.
I don't know. Well, like my mom had four trees up at her house, so like the one in the kitchen had all like kitchen utensils on
just just a smidget of being biased.
it. I can't breathe. Something's choking me.
Uh oh, them evil spirits.
Bad juju. Is it a vase or a vase?
If it's like $5, it's a vase. If it's like 14.99, it's a vase.
If it's bougie, it's a vase.
And then that's another word too to correct people. It wouldn't be bougie. It would be
Bougie.
bougier. Bougier.
It was the main tree. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Julian.
I wonder if he would have competition with Krillin's tree.
Colin's tree. I
Yeah,
wonder if
his
he
tree
really got that TV
was
set
nice.
for his dad.
2024. No, I'll
Eventually.
give him 23. 2023.
Once he figures out like the wires and everything, go with it.
Yeah, he called me like the following day. He was like, "Hey, about this TV, like when I set it up, is my dad gonna get his channels?" And I was like, "Where's his channels coming from?" He's like, "Well, this is in New York," and he starts going off, and I was like, "I wouldn't know until you plug it in. But how about you ask the person you bought it from? If it's like from a legitimate place, you would think they would know, maybe, you know." And he's just like, "No, I want you to tell me." And I'm like, "I don't know, like what you have out there, like other than me. It's pretty basic cable, but we
I
mostly use
don't.
the internet."
He gets so worked up.
Yeah.
So people won't give him answers.
Yeah, he was working me up, and he was like, "All right, I'll let you go." And I'm like, "Geez, dude, thanks, meanie."
He's all worked up, pisses you off, hangs up, he's done.
Yeah, he shuts you off too. Like he could be in live chats, and then when he's ready to go, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going. Bye." Just like, all right, like there's no like smooth way out. Like, all right.
See, I don't know how I felt about people being like that. I have a hard time where just like, no, I'm done. No.
Funniest mispronunciation I've ever heard. Damn, I don't know if that's a compliment. All I think about is the island of Waikiki. It's like it's not an island.
I ran out of drinks to drink.
Oh, comes that manly voice back.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Gary, I haven't come across any Blinko that I know of, but I get told a lot if I'm looking for glass not to just look at Funko, to look at Blinko. A lot of collectors too have been messaging me, which is cool that people out there like more experienced could take the time and say, "Hey, there's other things out there than that too. You should look for this."
Blinko vases or vases. See, I don't know anything about glassware whatsoever.
I'm just now learning.
See, glass is intimidating to me. I feel like it's hard to tell what's what.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna take just as long, like it did with apparel, to be just as good as glass if I come around it often enough.
Never mind. Yeah, glassware is a whole other thing. I just know if there's controlled bubbles in it to look it up. That's all I know.
Yeah, I had a TikTok about what was it? And it got a lot of comments, like pretty much like you don't know what you're talking about. And the whole TikTok video was like, "Is this Murano glass?" I think,
Hmm.
and people were like, "No, the base is off." And I was like, "Okay, what do you mean the base is off? You know, like it doesn't have the little snip cut." I'm just like, not all blown glass is the bottom is where you nip it. 'Cause some people start backwards,
Hmm.
you know, on it. But what do I know? I've just been watching the shows on Netflix about glass and stuff.
That's
But
blowing.
yeah, and people are like, "No, it's not worth what you bought it for. You get lucky if you even get your money back." And I'm just like, trash. It's out of here. No, I ended up selling an offer up for like $5 more than what I paid for it, but it was pretty bad condition when I got it home. I didn't realize cracks and things that were wrong with it at first. Yeah, Chad Juice, it does. I use Google Lens a lot more now.
It
I
is.
didn't know about it until a few months ago.
Yeah, I learned about Google Lens over the summer. That was a game changer for me.
What's up, Bama John? Picking and grinning?
Oh, don't you love the TikTok trolls?
Yeah, and they're usually the ones with like no content, that they're
Knock
sharing
on
themselves as like, why are you why are you wasting having people waste their time?
knock on wood. I haven't had a whole lot of trolls to deal with. Knock on wood. I say this, and it's gonna be like open the floodgates.
Yeah. Let the floodgates come in.
I
Feel how
know.
I feel. No, I'm just joking.
It takes them away from you. I don't want more like teacups than that ever would. Yeah, I mean, any subject you go into, you're gonna eventually have to learn.
Yeah. Or give up.
Give up. Well, that too.
Yeah. That's always
if
an
it's
option.
if it's not for you,
It's a thought, but it's not an option. Carl, do
so
you seep your tea? You cover it while it goes down a tad bit? Do you believe in that? I think it works. Do you do that where you have hot tea and you just cover it up?
no, don't
Like
do that.
it's supposed to be better. Um,
Hmm.
I do it every now and then. I don't know if I notice the difference, but
No, most of the
maybe
time
I'm also
I'm.
not buying the right tea. Not It's not bougie enough.
It's not bougie enough.
You know?
No. The most time I make I make Southern style tea. The
What's
majority of the
what's
time,
style tea?
it's like boil it on the stove, do
Oh,
all that,
uh,
sugar,
Lipton? Is it Lipton tea?
Lipton, yes,
The little hand tags.
yes,
We used to do that like sun tea. You just put it
yeah,
in a pitcher, set it out.
nope, that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but um, Southern style tea is like my mom. I don't put as much as what she does, but my mom puts like a cup and a half of sugar in her gallon of tea. Insane. Yeah, sweet tea. Yep, bam. Sweet tea. It's just, that's all it is. Limpton. Well, his ears must have been burning.
Lipton.
Limpton. Lipton.
Oh, there's no M. I haven't bought it in forever.
There's no M.
No wonder I was bad in spelling.
Just having all kinds of issues. It's all right.
I also can't sing for crap. Like my freaking wife was recording me at the Luke Holmes concert. Like, and I was in my feels, and I'm drinking, and I'm like singing along, thinking I'm like matching the words up because I've been listening for a whole week, getting ready for this moment. And she records me, and I say the wrong word, and she's like, "Ah, you said the wrong word." And I'm just like, "There it goes on Snapchat. I gotta go to the restroom now. No way I could play it off. I'm recorded."
So you like to sing when you drink?
Uh, I think I like to sing. I think I sing the right words when I'm drinking.
Apparently not.
And sober? I'm a work in progress. I think there's progress, but I'm a work in something.
Can't
What's up,
spell, can't
Bobby?
sing, can't see colors. You are
Can't
a whole
pronounce words correctly.
caterpillar.
Ladies and gents, we're here for Me As You See, Make a Wish Foundation to help Sonny get some hooked on phonics and some mentors to help me just get through life. I don't know how I got this far, but I'm glad you're here,
We'll start
whether
you a
you feel
GoFundMe
sorry for
page.
me or not. Yeah. There will be a GoFundMe page in less than 24 hours.
Oh Lord. Here we go with the pecan thing again.
How do you say it? Do you say either or? Because sometimes I
I
depend
think
on.
it depends on what area I'm in, because I know I'll get yelled at if I say it one way or another. But
I know I say pecans more than I say pecans, but I say
okay,
both.
I usually say pecans, but I up here on the East Coast now I'd say pecans.
But if I'm around people back home, I say cacahuates.
Cacahuacas.
Not Pocahontas, cacahuates. Just Spanish pecans.
Oh, roll tide. Keep your pecan under your bed in the South. Lord.
PK. That's so funny.
So what all do you have to do before your trip?
Um, Nothing really. Like I washed all the clothes yesterday, folded it up. Then just pack. Pretty much it. And I don't want to pack too much because I wanna go thrifting, and who knows what I'll
Yeah.
come across. So I have some space in the luggage, the luggage.
You can always buy another suitcase and just fly it back with you.
That's like probably another $100.
Who are you flying with?
My wife?
Like with the airline.
Oh, if I have space, is one of those things we're gonna fight about. Even if say if it's my luggage, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna pay for this. She's gonna be like, he has his luggage. Why do I need to buy extra luggage? I'm gonna use his. Pretty sure. Heart workshop. You want to read that, Shay?
Not really.
Read it.
I'll totally butcher that.
She says she's good in bed.
I took 2 years of Spanish. I can't remember a damn thing.
I failed Spanish in high
How
school.
did you feel Spanish?
Don't be stereotyping. We're not here for that, okay? I already have enough issues. The more I say, the more I
Oh,
realize
imagine the
like I am
complex. It's
ate
all right.
up.
You're just a little dinged up. It's okay.
Yeah.
And so am I. It's cool.
No, I think I'm pretty bad. You could say words correctly.
Not really. There's certain like there's a lot of things I can't do right.
Curlin, I'm going to Twin Falls, Idaho. Gonna just visit. Little short vacay.
I failed English, so we good. I can't really speak like English anyway, so it's all right.
Walker, viva la raza.
So this is where the party's at. I guess so. Everybody keeps saying that.
Yeah, it's an 8-up party. It's like feel sorry for Sonny party.
Little pity party over here.
I need prayers. I think my wife needs more of the prayers because she's married to me. It's probably why she married me.
You're just special and unique. It's cool.
Gianni says he has a cat in his pants.
His pantalones.
Yeah.
Yo tengo un gato en mi pantalones.
Hi, Don.
Yeah, we have people like filtering in. People's lives keep ending.
That's cool. It's all about who finishes last and finishes strong.
Yep. So who's
I'm
last
probably
at the
like,
party?
I'm making it through fumes throughout life, period.
You're just putting along. It's cool.
Yeah. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
You can
It's
do
like,
it.
what was I doing again? I don't know, but I think I can.
You can do it.
I was telling a story the other day about being in special ed because they would always ask people to read. And they would never pick me. They always pick certain people in class, and it was always the same people. So I never read anything. And then they called me out into the office and said that, hey, you're going to be put in this class. And I'm like, that's a special ed class. They were like, yeah, you have trouble reading. I was like, no, I don't. And obviously, I proved myself wrong in this live chat, but it was too late. They're like, sorry, you're going to be put in it. So I aced the hell out of the class.
No. Your story sounds exactly the same as what happened to me in school. I had the same exact shit happen to me.
Tell me, tell us everything.
Everything?
Everything.
No, like no, seriously, that's what happened to me. I think it was like I got tested. It was like my reading test, and it's one of those like fill in the bubbles kind of thing. And I thought it'd be cooler just to fill in and make a pretty picture out of the bubbles rather than actually read the questions. No, that's how I ended up jacking up my own shit and like, no, you're gonna go into resource now. You're going into special ed. I had to work my way out of it too, and it sucked.
Jeez.
Yep.
It was always, I don't know if it's like this for other people, but growing up, every time we had those bubble and fill in tests, they were like C's majority of the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times it was like, I give up. I'm just going to put C. I can't read.
I can't read. I like pictures, and I'm just
Yeah.
make pictures of it. Is Shay really short or Tracy really tall? The answer is both. It is both. Yes, Tracy. Yeah, she's like 5'11", and I'm 5'2", so there's a big gap.
Is that barefooted?
Yes, it's barefooted.
I was like, don't cheat now.
No, I own my shortness. I had short girl problems. I'd like climb up on the counters to get things.
Carl got held back nearly twice. My brother, my youngest brother, he was pretty advanced. He went from, what was it, kindergarten straight to, they're gonna put him in the third grade, but they're like, no, he's too small and too young. They didn't want him being bullied.
Damn. I always float in the same bubbles as the person next to me.
I tried that. I got busted one time, and that was in high school too.
Tracy's like 6'1". I don't think she's that tall. Pretty close to it though. Yeah, it took me forever to work out of resource.
Yeah. For the longest time, they would always put, like, when I got out of it, what was that? That was probably like sixth, seventh grade. And then after that, the year after, they would always take me to go do a test to see if I needed to go back. And you could tell because those are the same teachers from the special ed classes. Like, still, like, we're still at this point. Let it go. I could read sometimes.
Speaking of bubble tests, I ruined it with a guy.
See, Tracy said you're wearing shoes. She was wearing flats.
Well, I was wearing heels in that picture. Like I had like little boots on, but yeah, no, like I'm 5'2". Like I'm short. So yes, I had like 2 inches to myself.
Jeez, Lynn, an 8? Oh my god, that's horrible.
Asthma. Oh god. Yeah, I also like blamed having to move so many times for the military on like how I ended up stuck in special ed.
Anybody else out there go to special ed?
Anybody else special?
Are we the only ones
We got the
that are
special kids.
special?
It's a special kids club over here.
That was great. Like the people that were in there, I had cousins that were in there, I had close friends that were in there, and they weren't like some of the special eds that people consider like real special eds, you know. But it was cool. It was like good people, good teachers. Like even the stuff that I would didn't need help on, they're like, "Hey, can you help us? Like, go help that person. You know, go help that person." So it's pretty cool.
I have a short bus.
See, most people say they might have rode the short bus, but she has a short bus.
Legit has one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like it's like my dad showing up here one time with a school bus. He just wanted to go. He just out and bought a school bus.
Debt free Joe is 6'5". Jeez.
That's over a foot taller than me. That's insane.
Yeah, we might have found somebody to take on Paul.
I feel like there could be like a basketball team with all the guys.
Yeah, you saying that, I'm picturing like the first Space Jam, all the tall monsters.
Sounds like a T-shirt. Shay and Sonny, we special.
It might be a T-shirt.
It might be a T-shirt. We might
And
need to
there's
design
your
something
start.
for that.
Yeah.
We'll have to design something for that. It'd be funny.
We'll put our characters.
And characters on it.
Yeah.
We special.
People are gonna walk up to us like, where can I donate? Oh my God, where's your guardians at?
Are you
Where-
lost?
Where's your chest harness? I'm gonna play the hell out of that part. Hungry?
Can I have some more, please?
I was really wanting these like $1,200 shoes. Damn, you got some tall folks in your family, Joe. 6'9".
Don't forget the helmet. That too. Now all I'm thinking about is special ed.
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese, yay!
And the special silk corn. That sounds pretty good already.
Uh-huh.
Um, I want to do very little on it besides just like be advertising it, but Shay could do the graphics to carry it. It'll definitely match the part for me.
We need a title for it. Is it just like Sunny the Special Silkworm? That's it.
That's it.
That's
The
it?
end. You open
The
it. The end. Don't forget. Sonny, you ever hear my Carmen Sandiego story? I want to say no.
That's
I don't
okay.
think-
What's the story?
Are you sure you want him to tell it?
I know. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
I mean, if you want to send him the link, I'm kind of curious too now.
Do I need to send him the link?
Ladies and gents, put a finger emoji up in the air or any emoji if you want Krillin to come on and share his
No.
Carmen Sandiego story. Send him a link, please.
Send him a link, please. All right. Let's see.
We make them tall around here. We used to play this football team out in Texas called Fall City, and it's a Polak like community, and some people take offense to that, but they even advertise Polak country. These people were like the biggest field cornbread fed people like I've ever seen. Like it was like playing against NFL players. They're so much bigger than us. They would always whoop our butt. They're a really good football team.
Make a poll on it. If I can figure that out, that'd be great.
Yeah, we need to do a walkthrough with Tracy or Tommy how to do those polls.
I want to figure it out here. We'll do it. There we go. See if that works. Did it go? Can we see it? I hit the button enter. We have 100% yes right now.
Corn fed.
I did it! Yay! I keep learning things. Were you on the short bus football team?
Me? Yeah.
I played defensive end.
Okay, I see the poll now.
You see it?
I see it on my end.
We're just at yes, so.
Lauren's really proud of you.
Do I get a gold star?
I never got gold stars. I mean, you could probably tell already. Like, it's obvious. And if I did get a gold star, I probably wouldn't be able to tell.
I gotta brace it. Oh Lord, here we go.
Like, oh,
Oh, wait, I gotta jump in, jump back. I don't see him.
and
What?
hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got Krillin. Ladies and gentlemen, say bye to Krillin. Bobby, Bob.
Oh, hold on. He's coming back in. There we go. You good now?
All right.
No, because sometimes what happens is you don't see, for whatever reason, it just gets buffering, and then. But now it's missing. So what's going on, man?
What's up?
What's up?
What about the lady in here? Just
I'm chopped liver over here, so it's cool.
What do you mean? What that's when I wave, that doesn't mean that's only like.
Well, you kind of singled me out when you said, "What's up, man?" And as a
So what's up,
opportunity leader, I would say hello.
If you say "What's up, guys?" Like, oh, I'm not a guy.
Some people take offense to that, but you're also talking. You're talking to guys when you say "What's up, guys." Some people it's nonchalant. Some people it's like, "Hey."
Yeah, but Shay's a tomboy. She doesn't care.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we understand. We'd like to hear about your Carmen Sandiego story, though.
Yes.
Because I used to watch the cartoon. I didn't know there was like a story behind it.
Well, the cartoon or the game show?
Game show.
Or both. So what happened was that, they filmed the game show in Manhattan for PBS television, public broadcasting, right? So when I was in, I want to say, because what they would do is they would just take the schools and they would test the kids on, they test you on geography and different questions like that, whatever it was. So I took the test, and in my school, out of 800 kids,
jeez,
I got like in the top. What?
Jeez, that's a lot. My graduating class was like maybe 12 or 13.
Well, I should. Well, 12 or 13. What? 100? What?
People. That was my 12th grade graduation class.
He was special.
Well, yeah.
Cool.
Well, he grew up like a little house on the prairie. All the kids from the same were in the same classroom.
Yeah. I love that show.
So we had about 800. It was a junior high school, which had at the time 7th and 8th. Now it's 6th, 7th, and 8th. But at the time, it was called a junior high. So we had about 400 in each grade. So it was about 800. Remember, my town has like 30,000 people. I mean, you guys live in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, make the story short, I did well on the test. I got somewhere, I believe, in the top 10 of the 800. So I did very well. And then what they did was, then people came in for the interview. But I was always good. I was like interested in geography and that kind of stuff. Whatever. I was read up on that. I looked at maps and globes and different kind of things like that. So I did well on it. But what happened was, when they interview you, they're putting you on television, so you have to be ready to go on TV.
Oh, wow.
And they ask you about oh, what are you doing for fun? I'm like, we would just for fun. We would ride our bikes to the friggin' gas station and play ball and stuff. Like these other kids who I went up against, my town was not. It was a very weird town where I lived, right? Because it was a very long and thin town. Okay, when you look at a picture of it, it looks like a penis on the map, right? Anyway, so what happened was, I don't know. Shane's always laughing, or am I making you laugh? I don't know. So
both in the comments.
So what happened was, at certain sections of the town were richer kids. Okay, we're kids that were more well off. And so it was kind of weird. It was very diverse, where I went to school. You know what I mean? and we had people of all different backgrounds, you know, whatever. Anyway, so we went for the interview. I didn't do well, and let's just say other people did much better on the interviews. Okay, but I got to go. What they did was they took and I kind of felt slighted because I got better scores than both people who went on the show. You know, and I didn't even get to was picked as an alternate. You know, I did better than them, but they did better on the interviews. You know, because they were more like, you know, they were coached for the
I was just
interview
gonna
and
ask
stuff
that
like.
if they were coached.
Yeah, they were coached. I didn't even tell my mother that we were having the show. I just says, oh yeah, by the way, I you know, whatever it was, I did well on the test. That was it. So make the story short, we got to at least take a day off of class. We got the day off from school. They took like the top, like whatever fits on a school bus, what, like 50 kids, you know, on one of those yellow buses or whatever. Maybe there was like 2 buses. Maybe it was like the top 50 or something like that, or 40 they took who did on the test, which I clearly was in. We got to drive into Manhattan, and you know, we got to go, you know, see the taping, the TV taping of the Carmen Sandiego show, which was pretty cool. Which I thought was, you know, pretty interesting how they do all this stuff. You know, they got to run around with those things. Remember the at the end, you know, you remember? No,
Not bad.
Sonny, come on, what's going on? Well,
I'm listening to your story.
where were you in junior high? Smoking babanya?
No, my brain's messed up enough. I didn't need to smoke anything.
He's special. It's okay.
Yeah, I am special, literally.
So tomorrow I have my friend Cruzito, aka Catracho, but you don't know what a Catracho is because you're not Latino.
No, I'm not. What's a catracho?
You know, a Catracho is somebody from Honduras.
Oh.
This guy, he's coming to my house. He's got to do the gutters.
What's up,
So
Turtle?
I have Orlando. He's coming to do the gutters because I can't go on the ladder. Forget about it. You kidding me? If I go on the ladder, you know, I'd fucking. Whoa. I have to hold the ladder for him, and I got to hold the garbage bag open so he throws the, you know, all the stuff in the gutter into the garbage. That's Orlando. But this guy, you know, he's one of those. He works in the morning. I told you, this guy works in the morning. He does he does swimming pools. You know, he cleans the swimming pools, whatever it is. But then obviously, you know, the swimming pool, it's December. The swimming pools are over. You know, it's done. And so now he has some time off because then he works as a busboy in the restaurant at night. You know how some of these guys are. You know, they work like, you know, all day and all night. You know, we complain about little bullshit like, oh, I can't get a few listings done. There's people out there that like get up at like, you know, crack of dawn and then work till it's freaking dark, you know. Shit. Do I want to read the comments or no?
Yeah, you want to read them.
Y'all are killing me over here. Oh my lord.
This is actually going to Texas. This suit right here, this 2-piece.
Nice. Is it going to Houston, Texas?
Nah, somewhere else. But nowhere I can think of right off the top of my head. So then today I had to wake up this morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I know I'm bitching and complaining about 8 o'clock because
let it all out.
Just let it out. It's
yeah,
cool.
let it out. That's why we're here.
I told you you asked me like, oh, you want to go on late last night? I says no, I can't because I got to wake up because the guys are coming to put the windows in. So
did they?
Yeah, so they can't put the windows in, but I had to take down my shade. You know what do they call it? The blinds, the shades, or whatever it is. And I don't know if they can fit back on. You know, they put all the windows because now when I go in my room, there's this huge window wide open. So like my neighbor, he can see me like, you know, in my boxer shorts.
Yeah.
What's up, AR? Dom, what's up?
So I got to figure out. What?
Apparently,
oh.
Do you need a tape gun?
I have one. But you know, you know what I did get that everyone was breaking my balls about? My mother bought me My mom.
Your mother.
She
Yes.
bought me. My mother.
Your mother.
She bought me one of those a bootleg Dymo. It's not a Dymo. It's a compared to
dyno?
Dymo.
Oh,
A
Yeah,
dino?
it's a dyno.
yeah. But that's fine. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, Ma, you bought me the bootlegged one."
You use it for decor?
What'd you say?
You use the dyno for decor?
Decor.
Decor.
Yeah.
Decor. But what about it? Anyway,
I was just laughing at
I don't-
myself.
so I gotta hook. I gotta hook that up. I don't know if I know Tracy has that video how to hook up a Dymo, but I don't know if it's the same for the other one. You know.
I'm gonna have to hook you up with a scale.
I was thinking the same thing.
You could flip that like it's antique, sell it for $150 and buy a $20 scale with free shipping, my dude.
Well, what's wrong with the scale?
Was there a butcher shop that went out of business that got that from?
Yeah, and you know who makes this scale? Dymo.
It also
Damn.
bought the meat scale.
Right, what's wrong with the scale? But then
It's an
again, I
industrial
do
scale right there.
need another one like this.
Oh, there
See
you go.
this one here? Yeah, but the problem is this one only goes up to 3 pounds.
Well, you need to get
So-
a bigger one.
Yeah, I need a bigger. I need this one, but a bigger one. And also this thing that the plate came off the back, so not the. Try to tape down the.
He stole it from the local deli.
Carl, oh my
I gotta
God.
go. Yeah, all I gotta do packing. I gotta go run to the deli down the block.
Yeah.
That's what she
It
said.
was like, hold on, I got a scale for that. You bring in your own scale for a discount. It's like bringing in your own tote.
Yeah, I gotta go to the deli. But make the story short. So but I did when I went home. Actually,
Nice.
I did go to the post office and I hit a couple of thrift stores, of course.
Chicken all the way scale.
And then
You gotta say it with the accent though, like he does.
I
What'd you
can't do it.
Chicken all the way. Dom says, "Primetime treasure hunter." Chicken all the way.
Oh.
Yeah,
Chicken all the way
Chicken
and
all the way.
light on the ice.
down to
diet.
upstate New York. It's like there is like, I don't know if you guys have. I'm sure you have it where you guys are, or whatever it is. But it's like two different places. Like there's upstate New York, and then there's downstate. It's like there's always people from my area that in their area too. They want to make it 2 different states. They want to separate upstate and downstate because they're like night and day. They're like completely two different places. Most.
I'm just reading the comments.
The comments are
Joel Beckley
hilarious.
said, Gabagool.
Krillin speaks the truth. Oh,
Oh, I love me some pastrami. I'm not gonna lie.
Pastrami is not gabagool.
I didn't say it was. I just said pastrami with another comment.
Yeah, pastrami is good. I can go for a pastrami. You know what? But the diners are. That's the problem now. So like a lot of stuff like after COVID, they're just like remember there was like lockdowns and this and restrictions and then which was the stupidest thing was curfews. It's like what? Coronavirus doesn't come out after 9 o'clock at night, like after 10 o'clock. What
They gave it a curfew. It doesn't.
It doesn't. They say, okay, no, you can only infect people in the afternoon. So anyway, make the story short. A lot of places like closed early at like 9, 10 o'clock or whatever it is. And then they're just like, you know what? It's better for us to close at like 9, 10 o'clock. We make more money. Because also now there's like a big, obviously everywhere. It's not just in New York, but there's worker shortages. I'm sure when you guys drive around too, there's signs that say help.
Yeah.
And like it never was like that whenever we, anyway.
McDonald's just gave me a flyer. I went earlier, and when I opened up the box, it had a little yellow flyer. I was hoping it was like some discount or something, but then I thought that was weird. And it was like, we're hiring $12 to $13 an hour. Like, get out of here. 12, 13 bucks an hour.
Yeah, but you're somebody who's 40. You have a skill. You know how to use one chingadera. They don't. A lot of people are not armed marksmen. you know.
Hawkeye.
So Hawkeye, you know, a lot of people. What are you gonna do? What about one little Chicano who
I
you
get what
know,
you're saying, and you're right. There's people that would go for that. I
one
just feel
little.
like regardless of what people's experience is, I think they could do more than $12 to $13 an hour.
What do you mean? One little carnalito with no experience who's like 17 years old. What does he know how to do?
But then you also have people at In and Out are making like $18 to $20 an hour starting. No experience either.
Oh, and what is it like right across the street or down the block?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it I never been to, we don't have In and Out in the East Coast.
It's pretty
Is it
easy to get
is
into In and Out.
I'm sorry. Is In and Out more like a Five Guys? Is it like a little bit better step up from
I've never
McDonald's?
been to Five Guys. You, Shay? Have you been to Five Guys?
Yeah, I've been to Five Guys.
I've never. They have them here. I
I would
just never.
not. I would not compare In-N-Out Burger to Five Guys.
I don't
not
think
do
I
that.
would either, from what I hear from friends.
No,
I think they're
In-N-Out
Yeah.
is way
better.
better than Five Guys.
Oh, In and
In and Out's
Out's better.
better than Five Guys. It's higher. It's better. In and Out's better.
Yes, In-N-Out is better in my opinion compared to Five Guys. Yeah.
So I'm not just saying do you like it better, but I'm talking about like, for example, like it is Five Guys compared to McDonald's. I'm not saying, well, which one do you like the fries better? I'm saying it is better. The like the bread, the meat, everything is like a better quality. Like you could,
Yes.
you know, it's better stuff.
Yes.
So they and it's considerably more expensive than if you go to McDonald's. If you go to Five Guys, you know, it's that. So if they're able to push their price up, you know, McDonald's. Remember, McDonald's has McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King. Fuck, it's so fun. McDonald's and Wendy's, and all you're doing is laughing.
That's what I do.
It's not good to laugh.
McDonald's.
Gotta be serious.
Yeah, I didn't say it was left, but it's just like if I was just like, like Beavis, you remind me of like Beavis and Butthead. Like when you're doing the thing, you're like, oh, I circled in the dots to make it look pretty. Yeah, that was what Beavis did. So what happened was what was I saying?
Beavis. So I'm Butthead? Damn it.
Yeah.
You're
Beavis shit. Beavis go, yeah. No, you had to do yeah.
All right, I'm muting myself to go get a drink, y'all.
Cornholio.
Cornholio. I'm the great Shae Cornholio.
That was a really good start.
So, but what happens, like for example, like McDonald's, right? And let's just say McDonald's, even though I think Wendy's is a little step up from McDonald's, but let's just say McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King, they're pretty much on the level. Now, they all have like dollar menu and stuff like that. Meaning their margins are a lot slimmer than like another place, like a place like Five Guys. They might charge $3 for a fry. Okay. McDonald's has like dollar fries and like they don't, you know, they don't have that, you know, that margin. So that extra like $1 or $2 an hour, I think might make more of a difference for Mickey D's because they're not making as much money on the margin. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have an expense, like people, when they go into Five Guys and places like that, they already know they got to get banged out.
I don't want to get banged out by anybody.
You know the other one? We have Shake Shack. I'm sure you guys have that in Las Vegas, in the middle.
Yes, we have a few. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shake Shack is like, but now In and Out is not like as high as Shake Shack is like a nice dining room and stuff like that, right? I mean, nicer.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place, Shay? Where do you go for a burger that you're like, wow, I want to treat myself?
There's actually not a lot of places around here. I used to like going to Smash Burger, but
oh yeah, me too. But they closed. Oh,
yeah.
Really? That's funny you said that because I was driving down this one road where there was a Smash Burger, and I just kind of like missed the exit. And what was that Corona you're drinking there? So
it's a Stella.
Oh, a Stella. Oh wait, how is that? That doesn't look like a Stella. He shows. Oh, it's a new bottle. It's a Christmas bottle or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it looks like, yeah, because it's usually green, right? I mean, I wouldn't know. But anyway, Stella Artois. But make the story short, I was gonna have, but they all are they all closed? Smash Burgers?
The ones
around
that I
us.
would go to, I haven't looked and ventured out of like my go-to routes, but I know a couple of them that I used to go to have closed. They closed I think before COVID though. I think this was before that.
Okay. I got to start moving a little bit because guess what? Sold us a couple nice.
It's nice, man.
It's very nice.
Nice suit.
Is that the Lower Piano one or no?
Suit?
Yeah.
I mean, I told you I don't think I did show you. I got those Loro Piana sweaters. I got at Goodwill. I mean I went to whatchamacallit. I went to Salvation Army. It was one of those. I think I sent it to somebody. I don't know if it was you or not, but actually probably not you because usually you're not a clothing guy really. So
Yes.
I might have sent it to Tracy or somebody because everybody always busts my balls about stop going sourcing. You have to stay home. You have to get the death file done. You have to get the death file.
Yeah.
So on the way home from the post office, I'm like, you know what? Let me stop at Salvation. Let me just pop in. This was like last week, right? And I got like 10 sweaters and like 3 Loro Piana. I got brands you never even heard of that sell for buku money. And I was sending pictures. I was like, this is why I'm addicted. And I sold one of the Loro Piana sweaters. I got $355 for it.
That's awesome. You can send me the other ones if you don't want to sell them.
So no. I sold the best. Of course, I sold the best one first. I got for one. I got $350. Then a couple other I have on auction. But make the story short, that's why I was like, this is why I can't stop because that's what happens on the way home. I'm like, you know what? Let me pop by Salvation because it's right near the house, right near the post office. And then you go in, and then when you see, Loro Piana and stuff like that, you get all like, you know how it is. You get high. You get like, oh shit. You get like, you got that.
Yeah.
Why you don't get that feeling when you find something?
Can't you imagine though, like what's actually in your death pile though? Like there has to be some good shit in there too.
I understand, but that shit's still gonna be there. It ain't going. It
ain't going nowhere. Nowhere.
No, that Lord. No, trust me. I have Gucci and stuff like that. I got Burberry in that death pile for sure. But what happens is it's like, that's not going anywhere. But but when you have Loro Piana and stuff like that, you gotta go for it. You gotta catch them all. Pokemon, right?
It also this is always the outcome of long story short.
Anyone find Carmen?
Yeah, it's not what I was expecting from the Carmen Sandiego
No,
story.
it was not whatsoever.
Like a feed on the actual character, not like he was on it. But that's pretty cool. So you didn't make it on TV, is what you're saying? But the other people did?
You didn't find Carmen. It's cool.
I was discriminated against.
I feel you on that. Anyone find Carmen? I don't think anybody's ever found Carmen.
So that was what happened. That sucks. But what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Oh, how much did you buy the sweaters for?
So I bought.
Gary wants to know.
I bought them all because at the frontline price. Oh, for $5 or $6.99. They're top at like the non-sale price. Like, so our Salvation Army, what they do is, at like with a few exceptions. I mean, some stuff they up price, but after ever since COVID or so, they put everything one price. Like they used to go through each individual item, and be like, okay, this sweater is $7.99, that's $3.99, that's $6.99, that's $8.99. Now only, I would say, 90% of the items don't have. They just have like those tabs, like how like Goodwill has like those plastic tabs on them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they're all. It's either $5 or $6.99. But the thing is, what's funny is, I asked the manager, this one chica, I always flirt with her. I call her mi amor, and no, it always it's always look. Trust me.
Cute. It's cute. Keep talking.
No, Shay. for a guy, it's more fun to go into the Spanish neighborhoods because the girls working behind there, you flirt with them a little bit. It's not like the American girls like, oh my God, how dare you compliment my hair? Huh, I'm so offended. This is, so what do you call that? A transgression or aggressive behavior. But the other girls are just like they play around with you. You know what I mean? Say, ¿qué pasó? This, and you go like, watch this, Sonny. You say, mucho trabajo,
A lot of work? No, no, no.
and then what do they respond?
No.
Poco dinero. This guy is not even like. This guy used to tell me he's. Oh, I'm Latino. This guy ain't no freaking. This guy is more gringo than me, man. So
I haven't been around a lot of Hispanics. I was in the military, and in the military when I was in, it was very few Hispanics. It was mostly African American and then people from other places, but not too much Hispanics. Just a handful, maybe. But Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, but not very much.
Mucho trabajo, poco dinero. Or you say like, I don't know. They just have expressions, whatever it is. And they talk about music, talk about this, talk about that. And but anyway, so what happened was like at all of my Salvation Armies it was weird. Like they had like they were like so lean on inventory, and then all of a sudden they got huge deliveries of inventory. Like it wasn't just stuff that was dropped off, but everything was. It was almost like it came from like a bundle. Like you ever seen like those machines that like compress like bales of clothing, whatever it is, and but what happened was like the whole rack would all be like crumpled, like suits. Everything was like crumpled up. But when you see Loro Piana, obviously you're not going to be like, oh, it's too wrinkled. When you see Loro Piana, throw it right in your cart. Not just throw it in your cart. You throw it in your cart and you hide it because in case you look the other direction, you don't want. I mean, it's one of those kind of items. When you have a $300 item in there, you don't want people to see it. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys are not as paranoid like me, but I'm sure if you ask most of the people in the chat if they have like a $300 item, are they just gonna leave it open or are they gonna try to hide it? Anyway, when I was going through the rack, there was like I told you, there was like 10 sweaters. Another brand you're gonna laugh. It's called Malo. And I know you're gonna laugh. In Spanish, it means bad, but it's actually really good here.
Right on, yeah.
It might be back. Can you read this? Is it backwards? Yeah. Front way? Okay.
No, it's good. Malo.
Yeah, it's 100%. It's in this. It's not as good as the. Laura Piana is like King of the Hill, but it's in the same same league. You know what I mean? It's one of those it's a higher end 100% cashmere made in Italy brands. So but they were all like crumpled up in a fucking ball, like everything. So I had to bring them to the dry cleaners. So basically, that was like $7 a sweater.
Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
What?
You said King of the Hill.
Dang it, Bobby.
So anyway, I'm not into them for $6. I'm into them for like more than $6, $7. Obviously, because I had to obviously, the guy who bought it. I wasn't gonna throw a crumpled up Laura, because think about it. I guarantee you, if me bringing it to the dry cleaner, having it crispy fresh on the mannequin, I probably got another $50 to $100 because it looked nice and crisp. That made my day.
You made my day.
Another brand. I never even heard of this one, but see, like this, like you could tell if you ever find cashmere sweaters that are like really, like thick cashmere sweaters are always buku money. Like this brand, I never even heard of this brand. But here, this is another one here. N Peel. Can you read that?
Brian N Peel.
No, that's no. A lot of times, like very high end stuff like this, like it will say, oh wait, maybe this is. So I could be wrong. Made in Scotland by Bryant of Scotland, especially. Okay. See, it's weird because when a lot of times you'll see like on very expensive items, it will say made for it will say made for can't even think, like Saxon Avenue, made for
Yeah,
Neiman Marcus,
I know what you're saying.
or if it's British, it will have made for like Harrods or something like that, some like a high-end department store. So sometimes I mix up. I don't know. I don't know if that one, the NPL, is the store or the but I put that in the listing, NPL, the store, or it's the brand. Anytime you see made, like anytime you see like, and it doesn't really matter what brand, but if it's a thick cashmere sweater and it says made in Scotland, like there's another brand, Ballantine, there's Pringle, those brands you just want to,
I love those chips.
Yeah. Come on, Essay.
I thought I was gringo like you. Confusing me.
NPL is the store.
NPL is the store.
That's what. Yeah.
That's what who said?
Joe.
Debt free Joe.
Joe. Free Joe.
But on the other one, I'm curious now. I got to look at the other one because I did look up NPL on the other one because I have this.
Wow.
I have to look at it. It says here, okay, it just says NP, like this one here. You see this? You read that?
Kind of.
It says NPL. This is a very thick. I almost kept this for myself, but I put on auction. It's already at $100.
Nice.
It's a thick. It's a thick ribbed for her pleasure.
Tell me more.
Zip up sweat. I know Shay was gonna spit her beer out when I told her that one.
I'm just being Beavis over here.
Yeah.
I feel like grabbing a drink now.
Go grab a drink.
Can you get my screen out of here? I'm wearing my tarantarans. No, I'm just joking.
You can turn your own camera off. You know that, right?
I got shorts.
Just get out and go back in.
Huh?
Ugh.
Let me remove you. There you go. All right. It's just you and me, Krillin.
How's Frederick, Maryland doing? Good.
Well, I just got back today, so.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say, but do you have video now? You guys did end up going to because sometimes when I'm watching, I'm in and out, so I don't catch every. I know some people sit religiously these videos. No, I know some people know every. You ask like, oh, what happened when this? Like, what, you didn't watch? It's like, well,
I get
can't
it.
watch it. Like it's like a 3-hour live stream. Can't watch the whole freaking every second. Anyway,
I get it.
You ended up at the bins or no?
Yes, we went to the bins. We went to the bins in Waco.
Waco, Texas. Now, is it a newer bins or an older bins?
It's definitely older.
So it's not one of the ones with the. It's not like the Lancaster, because I know I kept asking you about the Lancaster bins are newer bins. Like it's a new store. It has a regular store, regular Goodwill connected to. Yeah, and it's small.
No, it's not connected to a store.
So it's like a big warehouse.
Yeah, it's like an older building. I mean, but like I'm so spoiled with the one up by Harrisburg that like any other bins I go to is not the same.
Yeah, I'm so curious. It's funny because my sister she used to work in Harrisburg. Now she works at home because she works for the government. Because that's the capital. I'm sure you see when you go there, you probably see all the government buildings there, right?
Yeah.
So my sister, that bitch, she's a tax collector. But that's a great job for her because that's who she is. She's annoying and she's that kind of person. She calls people up and asks. Well, because that's a perfect job for her because she's like, where's your money? How come you didn't pay? When are you gonna pay? Are you gonna send us the money? Like that. It's like a perfect job for her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So So anyway, but that's good. That's over there, government employee, and it's not like New York. In Pennsylvania, government employees, they don't make a ton of money. But it's But it's still a very good job because she gets all the health insurance and she has like a pension system, and it's steady work, because obviously the tax collector, it's not a job that they don't really lay off tax collectors, you know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
'cause that's like they want to get more money. So make the story short.
He's talking about his sister, Sonny.
You got a sister?
Yeah.
Tell me
And
more.
it was kind of awkward too because
like
we
you?
didn't see what.
She look like you?
Yeah, a little bit. She resembles me. Obviously, she's my sister, duh. But
Tell me more.
But we didn't go. Usually we go because she lives probably about, I don't know, maybe half an hour from. She lives close by, not far from those Lancaster bins. Not too far from there. Because I did skip out one time when I was there on a holiday. I did skip out to go. That's when I went to go see those bins. When I was like, "Oh, I'll see you later. I got to go out, go do something." So I left for like 2 hours, and then I went to the bins. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be back before dinner." It was like it was around Christmas time, maybe like 4 years ago.
That's me and
Come on,
Gianni. That's my dog. He's full size.
Come on, if there's a bins nearby, you have to go. No.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So. It's a decent bin. Tell anybody who's not far from there. I mean, it's definitely worth going to, but they don't, like when I went, I don't even think they did one bin rotation. There was only, there was definitely stuff for me to buy, but it wasn't like the New York City bins or probably even like the Harrisburg bins. It was one of the smaller bins. They might have only had 20, 15 bins there. And they weren't even doing any rotations.
No, that's why I like the Camp Hill Harrisburg one because they rotate every 2 hours.
Yeah, that's the one in Queens by me, in Long Island City, which actually I have the itch to go to, but it's it is you know what it is, like, I don't know, maybe it's my older age or maybe I don't know what it is. I've been getting like anxiety. I've been getting like
older age.
And even though like this is like the least stressful job, and and I don't have any kids or anything, so I don't know why I have. I mean, I don't know why, but I do get like anxiety attacks sometimes. But driving to the city, it's not easy. I don't know if you ever drove around like in the city, traffic, people beeping and horn at you. I mean, it's different. It's not like Pennsylvania, Maryland, and those places where there's no, when you're in a city area, it's I couldn't live in Queens. I know how some people they can do it, but I can't live like.
Because you want to live like a king and not a queen?
Well, like when you go home and there's no. I mean, look, when you go like Sonny, I bet you guys live like in a condos. Is that what you have, or that regular house?
I live in an adobe hut, trying to go back to my grassroots.
Adobe hut. But now you have you guys have your own park, right? You don't have to go and drive around the block looking for parking.
He has a garage.
2-car garage.
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, when you live, yeah, he's got the fancy house. He's the bougie one. He's got the fancy house. When you live in Queens, even if you live in a fancy neighborhood, unless you got to have money to have a private garage. You know what I mean?
I mean, it is Queens, so you're thinking it has to be royalty.
Queens is a freaking shithole, man. It's like, you never seen a movie. You never seen that. You never seen. There's a movie in the 1980s called Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Never seen that?
I'm glad you said 80s because there's the newer one that's out. But yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, like that's the first thing he says. Like, and it's even a joke on it. You know what I mean? Like the way he says is this. He's like, oh, I'm looking for my queen. Where am I gonna go? And then he looks at the map. He says, Queens. And then when he goes there and he sees, so you guys, you've seen the movie, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
First one.
Yes.
And then you go there, he sees all the crappy apartments and crappy this, and he's like, and he asked the driver of the cab, he's like, take me to a very, what's he say? I'm trying to think. He says, take me to like a common neighborhood in Queens or something. He's like, we have plenty of those. Don't worry about it. Take me anywhere, but somewhere that's just normal. So broken curbs and shit. And but if you see how much people spend to live there, it's fucking expensive. Like I showed Tommy one time because we used to do some live shows. I always used, when there was more estate sales, now there's not as many. But I would ask Tommy. I said, Tommy, on your, because he knows how to pull it up on the thing, whatever it is. I would say, oh, I'm gonna go to a couple of estate sales tomorrow. Do me, because I know Tommy is one thing about Tommy. He has a good eye, like, and that's one thing about estate sales is one of the key. It's the same thing. Paul does the same thing with storage lockers and everything. When you're like, whether you're buying storage lockers online or you're going to estate sales, you have to look at the photographs before you go. But the key is you have to kind of read between the lines. Like, you know how sometimes you look at the, like, if things are too, like, if it, like, for example, I know in Paul, if he looks at a locker or whatever it is, if it looks too staged, or if it looks like maybe that people went through the locker already, maybe they picked through it, blah, blah, blah. Or like a estate sale, like they'll show items. Like if, let's say they have a wall, right, with books and everything, and then you look very carefully and you'll see some video games like on the bookshelf, right? That's one thing. But if you see like a stack of video games and they have a huge picture of the video games, that either means A, when you go there, they're not going to be there, or two, the people there are showcasing that, meaning like they want eBay prices, you know. But if it's just on a wall with books and, you know, crap, usually they're not upvaluing it, you know what I mean? So anyway, make a story short, I had Tommy look at one of these houses, and it was a house in Queens. It was a beat up freaking house where, like, remember those old houses back in the 70s had that wood grain paneling in the basements and on the wall? You know what I'm talking about? Yes. I know, Shay, you know
that in the movie.
Puts the lotion on the skins.
Yeah, that kind of house, right? So, and it's funny because he was like Tommy, because, you know, Tommy is very bougie. You know, he's very, like, you know,
bougie.
You know, so, you know, he's kind of like, oh, that's a shitty house, whatever, you know. And I'm like, Tommy, let me tell you something. That house is like about an $800,000 or $900,000 house. It's like, are you kidding? That's how much a house is in College Point, Queens. The house is going to be like $800,000-900,000, and you're not even got your own driveway. In those houses, they have shared driveways where you have to share the driveway with the neighbor, and then you have to pull, and then you have a garage in the back. So if your car breaks down,
I very rarely go to them because, like, if I do go, everything's already been picked through, because it's a big thing around here for people to go beforehand. Like it's huge around here. Like, so it's early bird shit.
Yeah, I've only gone to like 2 or 3 like at the beginning, but even then, 2 of them out of the few that I went to, they're like, oh yeah, people called me the day before and got stuff, and it's like, I don't know, maybe I should be that person too, but it's not me.
I mean, money talks. I mean, I get it,
but even then, though, like, even when you go to a thrift store, say like the last hour, people still overlook stuff, you know. So you just
that's when I found those Loro Piana. That's where I found those Loro Piana. It was literally after I had gone to the post office. I was like, you know what? Let me stop there before I go home. So it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, Shay, how far do you live from, like, where's the richer area? Was it called Montgomery County?
That's south, yes. That's
where the richer people live?
I would not say that the richer people live there. I mean, if you get closer to DC, yeah, it's going to cost more.
Well, the people who have money, I know near DC, that's where the people have a lot of money. I mean, if you go to those counties, I want to say, like, what do you call it? Fairfax County, and what's the other one next to it?
I mean, Fairfax is Virginia, but I mean,
yeah, like, what's the one near Fairfax? I'm trying to think. Is Norfolk? No, Loudoun County. You never heard of Loudoun?
Yes. I mean, the thing is, once you hit like the outskirts of DC, this is an expensive area to live in, just in general.
That's what you want to go to.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to the trailer parks, are you? Want to go where the rich, you know? You don't want to go where, you know. I think Loudoun County is the most expensive county. I think it's the wealthiest county in America.
Yeah.
That's where you want to go. You want to go where they have ducats. You know.
What are
Armando wants to
ducats?
know about the lunch date. Yes, Loudoun County is in VA. Yes, it's more south.
How far are you from there?
I mean, I'm like 30, 45 minutes away from that area.
Okay, so 40. Okay,
No,
I'll drive. Yeah.
No, the majority of where I drive to go source,
Jesus.
either it's northeast, southwest. Like I at least drive 45 minutes to an hour to go source to get the
Yeah.
good
So
stuff.
why don't we do this? I mean, now, do you know how to do the screen shares or not really? Are you good? Do you know how to pull?
I'm a newbie at this. I just did a poll.
No, listen, I don't. Tommy is the one. No, only because I would show you on like estatesales.net. That's what you want to do. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you ever hear this woman I talk about? This woman, her name is Leslie. You ever hear me talk about this woman?
Yes.
Have you Leslie?
Have you ever?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what happened? Like a lot of the stuff that I get, like, because I know what you're saying, and what you're saying, what you guys are saying is true, but there's ways around it. For example, meaning like, oh, I got there and then all the video games were gone and all this stuff is gone and toys were gone, whatever it is. But you know what happens is I can't tell you how much stuff in here that I got from Heavy Leslie that she put either A, she put it to the side for me, or two, a lot of times they get sales, right? And let's say it's a small sale and it's not enough items for the sale. Like, because when they have to do a sale, they got to do $5,000-$10,000. But in order for them to make money, because they're only getting like what 30% of the ring, they can't do a sale for a few $1,000s because by the time they advertise and they bring their staff in there or whatever it is, they need a certain amount. You know what I mean? So anyway, a lot of times people might just have just a few rooms worth of stuff, right? They don't have a whole mansion full of shit. Make the story short.
Hi, butterfly.
Let's say they have clothing, right? Let's say they have a couple of closets of clothing, right? Leslie will call me up. She'll say, "Look, take this guy's phone number. Go meet this guy. I'm not going to do a sale for him. I told him he doesn't have enough stuff, but you do a private pick. So this way, or a lot of times, if you go into very exclusive neighborhoods, which is obviously where you want to go to the richest of the rich, So a lot of times, some very exclusive neighborhoods, they're not even allowed to do estate sales. Like if it's a gated community or something like that, a lot of times they don't even allow because they don't want all this commotion with like 1,000 people showing up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want 1,000 people showing up. So anyway, but if you're friends with somebody like Leslie,
Heavy Leslie.
so if you're friends with somebody like Leslie, they'll let you. Because I'll give you a perfect example. I had one where there was in Manhattan. It's very hard to do estate sales for that reason because, what was I saying? Because they have all those buildings in Manhattan. They have doorman. It's very cool. I have a video on my YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, and I have a video on there of me going through some old apartment. It's probably $1 million apartment, but it was freaking 2-inch. The guy was like a lawyer, like in the 70s or something. He was like 100-year-old who died, but he had artwork, clothing. He had the guy was very rich. Make the story short. What was I saying? My friend who did the sale, my friend Vinny, he only invited like 20 people to come to the sale. It was personal invitation because he only, for example, and I'll tell you what happened. When he called me to come, he's like, "Rob, I have clothing for you, but you're only to buy clothing." So when I got there and there's books there and there's, all the knickknack shit around, that's not for you because he has other guys. What?
Nothing?
What? So it's a cool video I have because it's in a high-rise apartment in Manhattan. So I have pictures showing the picture of Manhattan, like out the window. I like showing the picture of Manhattan, whatever it is, the buildings and everything, you know. But that's what happened. He says, look, only clothing. Don't go near this. Don't go near the other things. Don't go near that. Because he has people traveling in. So, but that's my point is, but you don't know these people until you start going to a lot of sales.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a little while to build up the relationship. But once you have the relationship with these people, you're golden, I never have to worry about getting like people like, oh my God, I got no merch. It's like me. It's like I could just, Leslie, what do you got for me?
Tracy was asking earlier, like she always does, you need to, if you want to sell her all your women's stuff, just not the granny shoes.
I do. I have but she liked some of those granny shoes, but I got them. Problem is I have a lot of stuff buried behind another rack over here. So it's going to take me an afternoon just to pull this rack out and then go through that stuff.
But that's a guaranteed sell already.
I don't know, but it's
a guaranteed sell to clear up some space.
No, it's already buried behind there. It's not really taking up too much space for now, but anyway. Excuse me.
I don't want to know where that air came from.
What, burp? You don't burp?
Oh, it was a burp. It didn't sound like a burp.
No, it was a burp.
It didn't sound like a burp.
Yeah, so Shae, so one day,
Okay.
when you want to go to some estate sales,
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you the website, statesales.net. That's what most people go on, right?
Okay.
That's like and then basically, what I do is like what I used to really do, but now I don't do it as much, of course, because like I said, with COVID and then now it's the holidays, they don't have as many sales. But there are a lot of sales in that area. I mean, if those counties are not that far away from you, if it's only like a half an hour, I would definitely go. If you can go to Virginia,
Yeah.
or what's the other one? Basically anywhere towards DC. Those are the very you want to be, because that's another thing too, is when you go in there, a lot of people don't think of this too. There's like clothes, like I'll give you a perfect example. You see that sweater NPL, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I'm a clothing seller, I could just see, it says made in Scotland, and it's a very thick sweater, cashmere in great condition. I throw it in my cart, and it's only, what I say, $5 or $6.99. That's me, just my, but most of these companies, right? There's clothing brands that are expensive. Like, let's say you do well, you also do clothing, right, Shae?
I do a little bit, yes.
My point is, like, there's clothing brands, and Tracy and Fiza and people, we talk about this a lot. There are clothing brands that are not Gucci and Chanel and Burberry, that are kind of like off names that people, they're expensive name. I mean, they sell very well, but they're not necessarily, it's not like Gucci, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana. You know what I mean? It's not like very well-known, because a lot of these estate sales, they're run by a lot of times old women who, like, people like Leslie, like, what they know very well is they know jewelry, they know paintings, they know antique furniture, that's their, what do you call it, their wheelhouse or whatever you call it.
Yes.
They know that kind of stuff. They really don't know. I mean, now these companies are learning about video games and stuff like that. Like I told you one story. I think I told you last time. There's an '80s band called OMD. I used to love this band from the '80s, and I was in the back of a closet. I was in a very, very exclusive neighborhood, on Long Island, and the T-shirt. What?
Did you end up coming out the closet?
Yes, I did come out of the closet. So I found this vintage OMD T-shirt, which ended up going to Texas. So a guy from Texas bought it, and it was like $100 T-shirt. But when I brought it to the lady to find out how much she wanted for it, there's only a couple. She's like, "I give me $2 or $3 or whatever it was." I mean, because she was selling, like, she had a chandelier that she was selling for like $5,000. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, stuff like a T-shirt in the back of the closet. It's not even like, to her. It's like, what's to us? If you find $100 T-shirt, on the floor, you're like,
Mhm.
fist pumping. But for her, that she's selling like $5,000 chandelier, and or they sell another thing, like some of these high end companies they know about is rugs. Rugs are very expensive. But stuff like she had one sale too that I regret not getting there earlier. I went to another sale first. I want to kill myself, not kill myself, what I mean. There was a guy who actually worked for one of the production companies for the Ninja Turtles TV show and for the cartoon. And literally, they had every freaking Ninja Turtle toy, but I got there obviously way too late. And in one of the closets, they had literally a box, like this big, right, like this, filled with Ninja Turtles cartoon promo T-shirts. And I was like, I should have just taken the whole fucking box. I took like a half a dozen shirts. There was like another 20 in there. But then I was like, you know what? Because that's sometimes too. If you show up with 20 shirts, then they're like, well, wait a second, why are you buying 20 of the same shirt? These shirts have to be pretty valuable. But if you just have a few of them in a pile, then because you know what I mean. It's a lot of it's psychology. A lot of times, sometimes because you have to bring your pile to the company, and then you say, well, excuse me, how much is this? They don't have it all priced out. And a lot of times you have to throw decoys in there. You have to throw like garbage into the pile. Because if you just have Gucci and this and that, whatever it is, they're gonna be like,
Oh, Tracy.
estate sales. It's a whole different game. I mean, I love the estate sale game, but it's a totally different beast.
All right, Sonny, you actually doing work now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krillin. It was pretty cool. Those Jurassic Park JP dinosaurs, like minimum the battle raptors, that'll probably be like $30. And that bag I paid I only paid like $5 for it, but that's probably gonna make like those 4 of the JP dinosaurs in there.
That's cool.
That's probably like a easy $100, and then the T-Rex one, that's like probably around another 100. And then the other dinosaur. But Jillian was asking for him up in the chat, private message.
Yeah.
I'd rather hook up a fellow reseller than go through eBay. It would just be easier.
I think, yeah, just message him about it.
Yeah. So I was getting the actual numbers to send them.
Does anybody know how Paul did on that auction? Remember, didn't he do his first auction on the What's Up?
Whatnot?
Whatnot?
What's up?
Yeah.
You can start your own, Krillin. It's cool.
What's up? Isn't that whatnot? What's up? What's that? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a WhatsApp too.
No, I have not talked to him, so I have to ask him.
Yeah, because I didn't download the. Because I went to go on there. I think you put a link, but then you have to be like a member. It's not just like click on it. It's not like YouTube. It's very bougie. You got members only.
Fans only.
Only fans, exactly.
Oh yeah, that. No, Tracy, we're not gonna have a model any jackets.
No, I gotta get some sleep at some point.
Yeah.
I was up at like 3:30 this morning. I was up at 3:30 this morning.
PM?
AM?
AM. Yeah. What are you drinking, son?
Margarita.
Margarita, man.
Peach margarita.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Peach margarita. Country accent.
Peach margarita. All right. Okay, he stopped talking, so I think I'm going to close it out.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming on, Sonny.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'll probably jump on mine just because I want to finish up this listing.
Okay.
So I'll probably jump on my show if you're just gonna. if you're gonna work on something or fall asleep to a beautiful
Sorry,
world.
the time difference is.
Yeah. Yeah, it is late. It's 9 for most people on the East Coast, and pretty sure Alaska too.
All right, so that's it. So you canceled me?
Curly,
Shae
you can
is
go on the Sunnies.
I'll think
All right,
about
I'll
it.
talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you later,
Okay.
guys.
All
Ciao.
right, folks. I'll set up
Good night,
my end
y'all.
and
Have a good night. Thanks for
put
joining.
it up there.
Bye, y'all.